Hello and a very warm welcome. We are live from the Abu Dhabi Cricket and Sports Hub. It's the Zayed International Cricket Stadium under lights. It's time for the third T20 between the England Lions and the Pakistan Shaheens. England Lions have an unassailable 2-0 lead in the series, while Pakistan Shaheens are looking for their first win in this series as well. That's the result so far. First T20, the England Lions won by 4 wickets. The second T20 also belonged to the England Lions. They won that game by 32 runs, and today is the third T20 where both these teams will be looking to get another win to their name. England Lions will want to continue their winning momentum. On the other hand, the Pakistan Shaheens will want to get a win to their name in this T20 series. Well, let's find out what the captains have to tell us. It's going to be Samir Yunus with the two captains for the toss.
It's not just one England-Pakistan game that's going on in Kandy in Sri Lanka. We've got another one lined up here in Abu Dhabi. It's a third T20 between England Lions and Pakistan Shaheens. England Lions, of course, looking for a whitewash, and Shaheens looking to play for some pride. I've got the two skippers, Jordan Cox, Shamil Hussain, and of course our match referee, Mr. Shiju Sam, looking great as ever. Who's got the coin, sir? It's going to be Jordan to flip it.
Heads. Heads is a goal.
It is a heads.
We are going to bat first.
I heard you say bat first, Shamil. Take me through the reason why.
Well, I think dew factor is not going to be here because the wind is blowing. But I think if you can put up a good total, then we can put them under pressure.
You've had your troubles in this series, 2 losses, bowling, batting, both things not coming right. Are you doing anything to address them? Any changes in the team?
Yeah, there are 3 changes in the team. But I feel like, we've been just below par. I feel like we've been doing well, but there are certain areas where we lack. And obviously we're working on them. It's completely fine. We've got a 5 one-day series as well to play for. But I think if you can end this on a good note, we can take the flow to the next series as well.
You said you're batting first. This is the same wicket you played the first one in. Well, is that a number you have in mind?
I think the numbers are, I'd say probably like 160, 170 if you can put them under pressure. But we'll see how the game goes.
I wish you all the best and go well.
Thank you so much. There you go.
Jordan, happy to bowl first?
Yeah, we would have bowled first.
All right, how's it going in the camp? I know 2-0 up, must be really confident, must be really happy, but what are you trying to get out of this game?
Yeah, it's massive. Like I've been saying, 2-1's not as good as 3-0, so we'll be looking for 3-0 for sure.
And I'm sure you also must have made changes, give some bench players some opportunity.
Yeah, Sam Cook is out, and he's replaced with Saki Mahmood, and Sonny Baker's out, and Stanley's coming in.
All right, all the best.
Coming in.
All the best and go well.
Perfect, thank you.
That is the news from the centre here. Then Pakistan Shaheens, they won the toss and they want to bat first.
Right then, that's the news. It is Pakistan Shaheens who have won the toss and they have decided to put runs on the board. Quite a few changes in both the teams for England Lions. As Jordan mentioned, they've got 2 changes. There's no... Saqib Mahmood comes in, and also there's another change where we see Mitch Stanley, the 2 bowlers. That's what the changes are for England Lions, and for Pakistan Shaheens, quite a few. In fact, 3 is what he mentioned at the toss, Shamil. So you can see Rohil Nazir, the wicketkeeper, he comes in place of Saad Beg. Also Mohammad Salman and Amir Khan comes in to the playing 11 as well. No Shahid Aziz in that playing game from the previous T20. Of course, Samir Minas, we were all expecting him to be a part of the T20 series, and finally he gets a game today. A beautiful weather conditions, great to be playing cricket under lights. Remember, the first T20, the first 2 T20s in fact were played during the day. Different conditions, but this third T20 is under the floodlights here at the beautiful Zayed International Cricket Stadium, and I'm sure both these teams will be looking forward to a cracker of a game. As we've seen so far, some immensely talented players on display. Shamil, the captain for the Shaheens, has been prolific at the top with the bat. For England Lions, they've got the likes of Ben McKinney, who has shown what he can do. Very explosive at the top. And to talk about them and a lot more, joining me in the comm box today is Mohammad Rashid. Rashid, welcome, good evening. That's the list of the most runs scored. No surprises there, Rashid.
Yeah, good evening, Shoaib. Good evening to the viewers as well. Shamil Hussain leading the charts, rightly so, 77 runs for the Shaheens. He's been an important cog in the wheel for the Shaheens. Asa Tribe, he's been impressive as well for the Lions. 70 runs for him. Ben McKinney, you were just talking about him. How exciting is he? 62 runs, but he is just a phenomenon, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely. James Coles, watch out for him. He's handy with the bat and also with the ball. Was the player of the match in the previous game. Was instrumental in that win against the Shaheens, where the England Lions won by 32 runs. James Coles is also in the list of the most wickets. 6 wickets for him. Four of them came in the second T20, and he has been such an important contributor, isn't it, Rashid?
Oh yeah, certainly. I think James Coles as a cricketer has done so well for the team. Meanwhile, Shaheens, they're missing out on a lot of players who would have been in that bowlers list, which is why they didn't do too well in the first 2 T20s. That's why they want to come into this game and try to win this game with a few changes in their side.
Yes, 2-0 lead for the England Lions in this 3-match T20 series here at the Zayed International Cricket Stadium. Remember, there's another 5-match one-day series that's coming up in a few days from now, and we'll be really looking forward to that. And we're just moments away from the action to begin here at the Zayed International Cricket Stadium. Overall, the last 2 T20s, Rashid, what do you make of it? Of course, there are a lot of positives from both the teams, but England Lions clearly have been a better setup, a well-balanced team.
Yeah, I think one thing for sure, they've been very consistent. They've set plans and they've executed them well. That's what was missing for the Shaheens. They had plans always, but I think the bowling is where they lacked that. Yes, they didn't have bowlers who could regularly pick up wickets.
Two umpires are just about to make their way into the center, and it's been a great start to this tour for both these teams. 8 matches in total, 3 T20s and 5 one-day games to follow. But this third game is a crucial game, and I say that because it's not only for England Lions, they want to get that whitewash to their name and get into the ODI one-day series rather on a positive note. It's also important for Pakistan Shaheens to actually get a win to their name, get up and running, have that self-belief, and try and put on a better show in the one-day format as well.
Yeah, and which is why I think this is a very important toss won by Shamil Hussain, who's elected to bat first. And in my opinion, I think that's a good decision. He was talking about no dew with the wind blowing across the ground. We've seen that throughout the T20 series, in the day games as well. Now we are under lights, and if they can post a good total on the board, especially in the first 6 overs, they don't lose too many wickets, get to about 40-50 odd runs and post about 180 runs, I think they can put pressure on this English side.
Yeah, runs on the board is always a big plus for any side going into the second innings. So how much do you think is a safe total? We've seen 2-day matches. We've seen that 170, 180 has proven to be a decent total. Can Pakistan Shaheens get there?
Well, I think under lights, if they can get to 180 runs and pick up wickets when they come out to bowl in the first 6 overs, they might just go on to win this game. And I think that might be the plan for the Shaheens.
Yeah, a quick meet in the middle as Jordan Cox leads the side onto the field. He has been very impressive, Jordan Cox, with the bat. He's shown that he's got the right temperament. He's aggressive when he needs to be aggressive, and has also shown that he's got the right technique and he belongs in this format.
Oh, absolutely. And I think one more thing that the England Lions have got pretty sorted is they've got a very balanced side. If you see their batters, they've got a lot of aggression with Ben McKinney at the top, and then you talk about James Coles and Jordan Cox, who come in the middle, and they provide that stability. And that is one of the things that the Shaheens need to learn very quickly. They can't go all aggressive or get themselves blocked in a nutshell.
And the two openers out in the middle. Shamil Hussain, 2 matches, 77 runs, strike rate of 145, which is really good, and a best of 57 runs. Well, they'll want him to fire again tonight. With him is Maz Sadakat. He's got a start of 32 if you look at that, but just not been able to build on that.
And that has been the problem for the Shaheens. The top order has contributed somewhat, but it's the middle order that's been a concern for them. Saqib Mahmood coming back into the English side. He's been very impressive. Such a wonderful cricketer. He's got loads of experience behind him.
Yes, and again, they'll be looking for him to get them that early breakthrough. Chibi Alex is not on the field. He's the TV umpire for today. Sunij on your screens right now, and he'll be signaling play any moment now.
Right, I'm over. Let's play.
Let's play, says Sunij, and it's time for the first ball of the third T20. Some movement in the air for Saqib Mahmood. There's a slip in place, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, good aggressive field setup. And a good start as well from the Saqib, pulling it outside the off stump, that channel that has been troubling a lot of batters at the top of the innings. If you get that ball to move around, that slip will come into play. Good field setup, deep fine leg and a deep backward point on the boundary rope. So the two fielders pretty much square the wicket.
Thick edge and taken. Well, this time it's the short third fielder who's been brought into operation. Saqib Mahmood gets a wicket on the second ball of the innings, and a very short stint for the captain Shamil.
What a great start this for Saqib Mahmood and the England Lions. No problems with the front foot. We were talking about that angle, that movement away from the left-hander. Tries to cut that. Was too close to cut. Gets the outside edge, and a very good catch taken at short third. Shaheen's in a spot of bother very early in the innings. They've lost their captain on duck. 0 for 1 after 0.2 overs.
Well, 0 for 1. In comes Samir Minhas. Well, he is an exciting prospect. A lot has been spoken about him. Part of the under-19 team as well. And now he's come out to bat in the 3rd T20 for the very first time in the series, with the scoreboard reading 0 for 1.
Well, great start here for Saqib Mahmood. Look at that field setup, very aggressive. He's got two slips in place. He's probably getting another fielder towards the offside to strengthen that offside, because he is getting some movement in the air. There is some seam movement as well. And this is going to be a lot of pressure on young Samir Minhas.
Oh, goes full. That's a good ball to be starting off, to be bowling to somebody like Samir Minhas, who's done well to fend that off.
Yeah, completely surprised him with that delivery. That's the wicket once again. Trying to punch that off the back foot, and a thick edge quickly went to the short third, who took it quite nicely at the end.
Two slips in place for Samir Minhas. Big appeal, but that was definitely missing the leg stump. Well, the movement for Saqib is the ball moving into the right-hander. Not sure if the two slips will be in operation if he bowls that line and length. And that was clearly missing the leg stump, going down the leg side. I think it's a bluff. They want Samir to believe that there's going to be a ball that is going to shape out or away from him. And he wants to surprise him with that in-swinging delivery. Good start to the over so far. Again, too straight from Saqib Mahmood, hits the pads. Samir Minhas has been tested by Saqib.
He's got his tail up. Mahmood is bowling really well. Although he's getting the ball to move into the right-hander. We might just see one delivery that holds its line, and that is where the trouble might come for Samir Minhas. He needs to be ready for that delivery. Because at the moment, there has been a lot of movement in the field as well. That second slip is gone out. There's a short mid-wicket in place. Another one coming close to the bat. Probably at short square leg. Yeah.
With the movement, I think a leg slip would have been a better option. But they've decided to go with a square leg fielder and a short mid wicket with a fine leg on the boundary ropes. A short ball which has been pulled. There is a fielder there and he's dropped it. Will Smeed. Well, anticipation was missing from Will Smeed and Samir Minas gets a life. Well, a lot has happened in that first over. It's 2 for 1. A quick look then at the playing 11 for Pakistan Shaheens. 3 changes. Rohail Nazir comes in and so does Salman alongside Samir Minas, who's out there in the middle. So those are the 3 new additions to the playing 11 for the Pakistan Shaheens. The others are the regular suspects. Maaz Sadakat and Shamil at the top. Shamil is back in the dugout. We'll see Abdul Samad and Hassan Nawaz in the middle order.
Well, that's a big loss. Shamil Hussain, he was the leading run scorer of the series for them. Mitch Stanley comes in to bowl from the far end. Interesting to see him come in. He'll be bowling quick and fast. He's got that ability to swing the ball both the ways, which is why we see a slip in place as well.
Yeah, playing for the first time in this T20 series, Mitch Stanley. Maaz Sadakat will be facing his first ball. He was there for that first over at the non-striking end, watching how Saqib Mahmood bowled. He's bowled really well. That first over definitely belonged to England Lions.
Well, now a lot of responsibility on Sadakat's shoulders, really, because he's been the one who's got the starts in the tournament but hasn't been able to convert them. Slight stoppage in play. Probably just want to make sure they've got their gears right. Yeah, so he's got a white sort of thing on his hand that he needs to cover that. A bandage.
Yeah, the white taping on his bowling hand, and hence they've asked him to cover that up. Well within their right to do so.
Batters these days are very specific. They need to make sure, they want to make sure that their concentration doesn't lapse. And yeah, that's a lot of white there for Stanley. Well, at the moment, Pakistan Shaheens are in a spot of bother. They've lost 1 wicket, just 2 runs on the board. Not the kind of start they would have wanted, but credit must be given to Saqib Mahmood and the England Lions. They've started off well. They've got plans set. We saw in the last delivery of the previous over as well. There was a plan. The execution was perfect. The fielder just making a mess of that. Otherwise, it would have been 2 down.
Right then, now we're all set for the second over. Mitch Stanley will be bowling his first in the series. There we go then. Mitch Stanley to Maaz Sadakat. Thick edge. And the ball trickles towards the short third. That area has been busy tonight.
Well, the angle is clearly not helping the Shaheens batters. But what about the plan that was set in the previous over, that last delivery, forcing him to go over that pull shot? The fielder, it was Will Smeed, I think, at fine leg, made a mess of that. But well, Shaheens will certainly sigh a breather of relief there.
Did not even touch the ball, Will Smeed. I think he lost it somewhere in the backdrop. Remember, there's another ground just besides the Zayed Cricket Stadium, the Tolerance Oval, where there's another match going on. So maybe the lights could have been a factor.
Wide delivery down the leg side. Yeah, actually, you're right. And also, they're playing their first game under lights. Remember, the first two T20s were at in the daytime. So these lights might just create a problem for some of the players.
And the only wicket that fell in the first over was the captain, Shamil, was caught at short third. Oh, nicely bowled. Very well done. That's a good start. And that's what happens. As bowlers, we know they hunt in pairs. One bowls well, the other gains confidence from his partner.
Yeah, that's what they need to do with the bat in hand as well. That's the match Shoaib was talking about. The lights are from the Tolerance Oval, and that might just create some problems for some of the players in the field.
Yeah, well done, production team, to get us those images. Oh, that's beautifully done. That's a shot of authority. Mars Sadakat gets hold of that one, and he's launched it for 6.
That's probably the first delivery that's been pitched up to a batter. Stanley just trying to extract that extra bit of swing, was too full. It was in the slot, and it was beautifully done. Didn't try to overhit it. Just placed it nicely for a maximum. That will give him a world of confidence. Mars Sadakat, 6 of 3. The Shaheens need to be careful. They have to be careful. They have to play some risk-free cricket and get runs as well.
Yes, 180 is what they should be targeting. 150, 160 is a below par total. We've seen England Lions chase that in the first T20. 153 was the target, and they chased it comfortably. Although they took it right till the end in the last over, but they were always in control. So if they want to make a match out of this, the Pakistan Shaheens will have to put on a big total, and for that they need to have a very good power play going in their favor. Oh, that's down the leg side, but a brilliant effort behind the stumps. Tom Moores has been phenomenal with the gloves in his hand, has taken some brilliant catches, and today he's shown that he can be very effective. They'll be happy with that effort.
Yeah, way down the leg side, and look at that effort. That's absolutely phenomenal. He certainly saved 4 runs for his team. Well, Ben Stokes would have definitely enjoyed that.
Yeah, good to have him around the England Lions. Again, one of the legends of English cricket. He's here as in a coaching role, and I'm sure he'll have a lot to impart to these up-and-coming cricketers. Always good to have somebody like that. Pakistan Shaheens have Sarfaraz Ahmed in their coaching lineup, and now England Lions have Ben Stokes, the Lion, sharing his invaluable experience with him, with all of them, in fact.
Yeah, just his presence will give them so much confidence, because you know, these legends of the game, like you mentioned, just when they're there, it's everything to do is cricket. The way they talk, the way they walk, that's what you want to learn.
Very well bowled, very impressive, Stanley. 9 runs off it, 2 overs, 11 for 1.
That's your leg stump, right arm over.
Saqib Mahmood will continue, and rightly so. He's got a wicket in the first over on the second ball of his first over. Cuts it. It's in the gap. And it'll go all the way for 4. Not from the middle of the bat for Mars, but doesn't matter. 4 runs for Pakistan Shaheens.
Saqib Mahmood trying to target that area outside off stump. That has been troubling the Shaheens batters. The idea was right. Some might say it was a streaky boundary. But like you said, runs are runs. They will count. And Pakistan will want to get as many runs as possible. So good start for them. Although not very confident, but they'll get 4 runs. Mas Sadakat is the man who's needs to stay there.
Well, that's what you want. You got a boundary, you try and rotate strike, keep the scoreboard ticking.
I think it took 10 minutes. That.
I think that's the right idea. That'll be intelligent cricket. They've got not too much to worry, although they've lost Shamil Hussain, their captain, but don't look too bothered with that. The England Lions have done well. Stanley was beautiful in that previous over. The way he bowled that outswinger of the last delivery was just superb. Saqib Mahmood as well has already picked up a wicket. So overall, I think they've got a good start. That's the field setup for him. A slip in place, that's a good sign. But he's got 3 fielders on the onside inside the ring. And that's for that in-dipper that he bowls quite regularly.
Oh, that's nicely timed. Is it going to go all the way? Looks like. Beautiful timing on that from Samir Minas. Just punched it, played it in the gap, and gets 4 runs.
Oh, where did that come from? I thought it was a gentle push for a single, but the timing was just outstanding. Played it very late, played it under his eyes, and look at that. Yeah, just a gentle push. And I'll talk about the outfield here at the Zayed International Cricket Stadium. Just wonderful. That will give him so much confidence.
Yeah, slowly growing in confidence. Single will get it in the end. All eyes on the umpire. Yeah, leg by is signaled. Leg by signaled. Quick single taken.
That was a good delivery. The surprise delivery, that quick in-dipper from Saqib Mahmood. Very unlucky, was missing down leg, but more importantly for the Shaheens, they've got the 2 batters still out there. Mas Sadakat on 12 of 7. Samir Minhas 6 of 7 for him. Slip in place for Mas Sadakat. Saqib Mahmood has got the ability to move the ball away from the left-hander. So good aggressive field setup. What a wonderful delivery. That is absolutely brilliant there from Saqib Mahmood. Almost squared him up there. Saqib has got so much experience as a bowler. Good to see some crowd in as well. Definitely supporting the England Lions there.
I think I can see the girl wearing the England jersey. So good to see again. Nice weather to come out and watch cricket. It's cool. It's still not summers here in this part of the world. Nicely bowled by Saqib. Coming around the wicket this time. Trying to cramp him for room. Also felt like the ball just kept a bit low on that occasion. 3 overs done. 3 more to go in the power play. It's 21 for 1. Mitch Stanley in to bowl his second over. Driven but straight to the fielder.
Well, Stanley's been trying to bowl a lot fuller than Saqib Mahmood. Trying to rely a lot on the movement in the air. Haven't seen too much. There is seam movement for the bowlers. Ben Stokes would be enjoying this game, imparting a lot of his knowledge to the England Lion cricketers.
That was definitely missing the stumps. They'll get a single. 24 years of age, Mitch Stanley. Plays for Lancashire. Another legend. He's seen himself on the screen and, well, he's such a character, isn't he? He's been flamboyant while on the field and off the field as well. Always a pleasure to have him around. That's nicely done, upishly played, but in the gap. That will race away towards the boundary.
Yeah, Master Dakat. He's got that aggressive nature, so he'll make sure that he gets boundaries. Otherwise, he will find himself in a bother. He's coming down the track and making room for himself. Was area, like you mentioned, but it was in the gap as well. That's the kind of cricket he plays. He likes to go after the bowlers.
Yeah, good to see that he's just not trying to hit the ball too hard. He's trying to find gaps and just clear the 30-yard circle. And that's what you want to do in the first 6 overs at least. Clipped off the pads this time. This is in the gap as well. They'll come back for 2.
A good intelligent cricket. Hit a boundary, get a couple more runs, keep this scoreboard rotating. They are on the back foot, 28 for 1 after 3.4 overs. Remember, they want to set a total of around 180 runs. So they'll have to make sure they get a good partnership and get those boundaries coming every over.
I need to consolidate the innings and also at the same time use the power play. Driven, yes, no. Good early call from Maz Sadakat.
Well, I won't be too happy for Samir because he was moving and he said no. That could have been a sorry at the end.
Those can get tricky, but the key is to give a good, loud early call, and that's what he's done. One more ball to go in the over for Mitch Stanley. Has bowled decently well. Has bowled some really good deliveries, some unplayable deliveries in the spell that he's bowled so far. But has been just a bit wayward at times. A short ball, that's been nicely worked away. Used all the pace on offer and guided it towards the fine leg. It's gone the distance for 6 runs. 4 overs completed, ends the over with a big hit, Maz Sadakat. And they're still looking for the ball. 4 overs, 34 for 1. So a bowling change now. It's going to be Scott Curry into the attack. Replaces Saqib Mahmood. First ball full, beautifully timed, bisecting the 2 fielders. No chance for anyone to stop that. Samir Minas gets his 2nd boundary.
Well, he's played some wonderful shots already, especially down the ground. so strong when he plays that on drive and the off drive down the ground, inches away from the non-striker's wicket, but that raced away towards the boundary.
Catches the call, will be taken easily in the end. So he's shown us what he can do, but Samir Minas has fallen. Trying to go aerial over mid-off, finds Jordan Cox, simple catch taken, Scott Curry strikes.
Well, very close to being called a no ball, but was a fair delivery. He's got some part of the foot behind the crease. That's the previous shot where he hit him for a boundary. The very next delivery, he's played it in the air. It was a good change by Scott Curry, pulling the length back slightly. Samir Minas gone after scoring 10 of 11. Shaheens lose their second wicket with 38 on the board.
Well, that's what they're playing for. The Lions versus Shaheen's trophy. One team has already sealed their hands, have sealed their name on that trophy. It's the England Lions who've got a 2-0 lead in the tournament. And Pakistan Shaheens are in a spot of bother. Abdul Samad, the new batter in this third T20, is up against Scott Curry. Was out for a first ball duck in the previous game. Almost a run out on the very first ball in this game as well. But he's off the mark finally.
Well, he does like living on the edge, doesn't he? That was a quick single. But some very good bowling coming in from Scott Curry. He's been wonderful. He was hit for a boundary on the very first delivery, but the length he pulled and forced him to go aerial. I think that's what he's done so magnificently well. Good catch at mid-off, easily taken. There was the captain there. And the second wicket down for Pakistan.
Yeah, that shot was definitely on from Samir Minas. It's just that he couldn't get the elevation. Didn't time it right from the middle of the bat. Also, I felt that his bat moved a bit in his hand, and hence no power in that shot.
I think he didn't pick the length. He was trying to play it along the carpet, but the length being a little pulled back by Scott Curry on that occasion, which is why he was forced to play it in the air.
Well, looking to step down the track, Abdul Samad. Good over this from Scott Curry. 6 runs off it and a wicket. England Lions will take that any day. Although they've got 40 runs on the board, Pakistan Shaheens have lost 2 wickets.
Well, they're still going at a healthy run rate of 8.28. But the wickets column, that is a spot of bother for them. One more delivery to go in the over. Nicely bowled and equally well played. They're off for a quick single to end over number 5. One more over to go of the power play. Pakistan Shaheens 2 wickets down, 41 on the board.
41 for 2 after 5. Couple of wickets down for Pakistan Shaheens, otherwise they wouldn't mind the scoring rate and a bit of spin. Now Dan Musley was brilliant in that previous game. He'll bowl the last over of the power play. Abdul Samad picking up a couple here. Was out of James Cole's last time he came out to bat. A straighter delivery he missed. But Pakistan Shaheens need a partnership here, and a good one.
Certainly. There's a lot depending on these two batters. Master Dagat has got the start once again, 25 of 14. Abdul Samad new to the crease, but like you said, partnership is of essence.
Yeah, Mouse, yeah, boy.
Musley will rush through his overs. That's what he does so well. Doesn't allow the batters any time to settle in.
Run him out, Koza.
Neither does he allow you.
Absolutely, yes.
Catch it.
This is Apish and it's in the gap. Saw the width and went with it all his power. Luckily for him, it was in the gap and it goes for 4.
Yeah, important runs these.
Mouse, Mouse.
Abdul Samad trying to flash that. And you know what they say, flash, flash hard. It was in the gap. Nothing much the short third could do. And the boundary coming in for Abdul Samad.
Again getting beaten. Just not picking up the length here from Musley. Abdul Samad has been a bit streaky, but he's got the runs, he's got the start. Already 4 deliveries done from Musley. He's very quick through his overs. Bit more assured in that shot. Yeah, the middle order of the Shaheens need to come good here. That has been the problem for them in both the matches we've seen so far. The top order did get starts. Sadakat once again getting to a decent start, 25 of 14. This is a real test for the Pakistan Shaheens to come right through these middle overs.
Hang on, Mouse. Scotty! 5 off!
Last ball coming up in the power play, 48 for 2.
Yeah.
Oh, that was right in the block hole. Sadakat didn't know too much about it. Lucky for him. Did get a bit of bat and they will end the over with a single, 8 off it. And at the end of the power play, Pakistan Shaheens are 49 for 2.
Nice and tight, Cozy, yeah? Right, I'm over. Quality, right, I'm over. Cozy, straighten up for me. Yeah.
5 overs of pace. And this will be the second over of spin we're seeing. Dan Musley bull in the 6th one. And now Nathan Souter. The very fine wrist spinner for the England Lions. Very experienced. Bowling to the left-handed Mas Sadakat now. 49 for 2 after 6. Pakistan Shaheens are looking to rebuild. Width was there but couldn't get any bat onto it.
Yeah, that one just went with the arm. No real turn. We haven't seen too much turn from the spinners so far.
This time he manages to cut that through. Power play done and dusted, so plenty of protection in the deep. And just on that subject, it's been very interesting, Rashid. You just watch cricket around the world. 50 comes up for Shaheens. Spinners of late, is it either the fact that they're not looking to turn the ball too much, or wickets have become such, and because of the short format, ball is still newish, the ball just doesn't turn?
Yeah, I think it's got to do a lot with how the pitches are prepared as well. We don't see too much spin, but once we get to the longer format, we do see turn and bounce as well. That's nicely clipped towards the onside. They will pick up a single. But yeah, it's the shorter format. That's where you need to just make sure that you have consistent line and length. So you rely a lot more on variations and you don't really think about spinning the ball too much.
Yeah, that's something the Lion spinners have done very well throughout this T20 series as opposed to the Shaheen spinners. Varied their pace, their lengths, kept the batters guessing. just slightly slower outside off. Sadaqat will comfortably drive that square towards the fielder in the deep. Abdul Samad looking much more comfortable today as opposed to the second T20. He got out to a straighter one from James Coles. First ball that he faced, so I'll be glad to get among some runs here.
Yeah, very important partnership this one for both the teams.
Oh, that came straight on with the arm as well, deep in the crease. Not the best idea, but he managed to perk that away towards the leg side. Quiet over this, 4 runs off it so far. But Shaheens wouldn't mind this. They'll be looking to maybe go for 6-7 run overs in the next 4 to 5 overs and preserve wickets for the last 10. Being very watchful here. Pakistan Shaheens will know that one of their top order batters needs to go on and get a big one. And Sadaqat is looking likely to do that. 7 done, it's 54 for 2.
Well done, Sats. Oi, I want to see him try these little practice shots with you. How are they? Needy. Yeah, 10 off. If he wants to take that on now, that's what's lost in the series. So,
Player of the match from the previous game, 4 wickets and 48 runs in that. He's been brought on now, over number 8 of this innings. He was superb, James Coles, in that second T20.
oh yeah, yep.
And starts off on a good length. Mars will push this down towards the leg side and continue to rotate the strike here.
I just feel like there's a change in the responsibilities. As soon as Abdul Samad has walked in, Amar Sadaqat has
Hang on.
gone
Let's try be 10 off.
more at rotating the strike, and Abdul Samad has been the more aggressive batter.
Oh, that was short and it was there to be hit. Down the leg side, it will be a wide, but Samad will feel like he's missed out on an easy boundary there.
He's got the field set up where he's got a deep fine leg as well in place, so he'll have to be careful to have to play it away from him.
That could have been a wide as well, but an absolute stunner at point. What a catch. Abdul Samad cannot believe this. He has to walk back.
Well, everybody's surprised, but Samir is awestruck here. He couldn't really believe what has happened. No problems with the front foot. It was a loose delivery outside off stump. There was a lot of turn on that. Just poked his bat at it, and what a superb catch. It was in the air when he took that catch. That's a wonderful catch. Abdul Samad, he was looking threatening, but he'll have to walk back. He'll run a ball 11 for him. 3rd wicket down, 56 on the board.
Just when we spoke of the need of a partnership here for the Shaheens, they lose a wicket in a rather unlikely fashion. James Coles has now picked up 7 wickets. The last one that he picked up had nothing to do with his bowling. That was going for a big wide outside off, but Abdul Samad chose to play at it, and what a brilliant pluck from Dan Mosley at point. That catch will be replayed many, many times in the next few months. Hassan Nawaz, in the meantime, is a new batter out, and he's got a job to do here.
He's good.
Yeah, and a big job. He needs to consolidate this innings. Known for his big hitting, but he'll have to play a slightly different role today. Carry this innings, especially till the 13th or the 14th over. James Coles, well, what a talent he's proved out to be. Runs with the bat and wickets when he has the ball in his hand.
Even when he doesn't want to have them. Probably the worst delivery you can think of to get a wicket. But you know what they say, when it rains, it pours.
Oh, yeah.
Things are going his way. He's got a slip in position now. Hassan Nawaz gets off the mark with a push towards the offside. But this has been the great thing with the spinners of Lions. They've found ways to pick up wickets. And the fielders, wow, haven't they supported them? Almost his fingertips with which he caught that. Managed to hold on to it.
Oh, like you tempted him there. That's
Leading edge wasn't in control, but he'll be glad it was away from the fielder. Now further responsibility on the shoulders of Mas Sadakat.
Yeah, he's got the start as well. 31 of 21. So he needs to stay till the end now. He needs support from the other end. He can have that in the form of Hassan Nawaz, who's another very talented batter.
That is a very interesting stat there. The projected score 151. In the first T20 they batted first, made 152. In the second T20 they got all out for 151. And even now the projected score looks at 151. So seems to be a curse, that number, for Pakistan Shaheens.
Samir Yunus, a man of numbers, remembers his numbers quite nicely.
10 off, Jivey. He's not going now.
Another good start this for James Coles, 1 for 4 in his first over. This one's down the leg side. Just when I talk about the good start, he's given away 5 wide. Spoils the over.
Yeah, not needed. I think it's the left and right hand combination that's put him in a spot of bother there. James Coles, he bowled a brilliant over so far, but that wide delivery down the leg side, like you mentioned, will spoil those figures. 5 easy runs given away to the Shaheens. They wouldn't mind those. It was quicker as well.
That's more like it. Hassan wanted the single, but Mars says we've had enough trouble, no more risks. And therefore, it'll be the end of the over with a dot ball. 63 for 3 after 8.
Where's the big shot gone? Where's the big shots? Too much telling off. You can't go 4-5. It's out.
8 overs done. It's that phase of the game when England Lions spinners will look to take control here, apply the squeeze. Lots of hard work to be done by the Shaheens batters. Quicker from Sauter. Mas Sadakat won't get any bat onto it. Another dot ball. The lines have been brilliant. Yes, there have been a couple of wides in the previous over, but otherwise, throughout this series, the Lion spinners have pulled some very good lines. Aggressively hit down towards long off. Good bit of fielding. They'll still come back for the 2. More of this is required from the Shaheens.
Yeah, good cricket all around. Good running between the wickets as well from the Shaheens. As soon as they saw the fielder was struggling a little bit, they made sure they came back for the second. They need runs on the board. They need to make sure they convert these singles into doubles. Play some risk-free cricket and consolidate from here onwards.
Little bit of width there. 1 more run to the total in the 9th over now. Once again, these two will be telling each other, we'll play this way, as you said, risk-free cricket until about the 14-15 over, keep wickets intact, and then we look to launch. Quick conversation, slight change in the field. He wants his fielder at point to be at cover. And mid-wicket just getting around there. Hassan Nawaz, can he curb his instincts, which is to usually go big? Follow and push towards long on for a single. So no choice really for him but to play like this.
Yeah, it was too full to get underneath it, but he needs to make sure that he's a batter who's known for playing some good cricket, not just aggressive cricket. And when the team is in trouble, he needs to come out and play a saviour's role and try to prolong this innings, take it till the 15th over like you mentioned earlier.
Down the ground, always a safe place to go. And he's cleared both the fielders and found a boundary. Ma Sadakat is looking good.
Yeah, that was a good shot. Slightly fuller there from Sauter. And Masadaka was onto it in a flash. We've seen this Shaheen batters play some very good shots down the ground, and that was one of them. Making sure that he plays it right over the bowler's head. Very safe zone to play those kind of shots.
Yeah, wrist spin coming into the left-hander. Would be very tempted to go for the slog sweep. But he went straight. Coming back for the second here. The throw is in. And he's made it. This is great from Ma Sadakat. He's showing a sense of urgency here. Got the maximum. Followed it with a double. He gets into the 40s. 9 overs done. It's 73 for 3. Seatbelts on. It's Dan Musley. It's going to be a quick ride, this. 73 for 3. 10th over about to be bowled. Down the leg side, Hassan Nawaz will tuck it around the corner. The fielders are both in the deep. Lots of yardage to cover. That'll result in these two crossing over for another double. So there's finally some runs flowing freely here for the Shaheens.
That's the last delivery. He went for the second run. There was a bit of hesitation between the two. A better throw, and I think he would have been a goner there. Meanwhile, Dan Musley continuing. That's a delivery down the leg side. That's been hit quite nicely by Hassan Nawaz for a boundary. Much needed for him.
Yeah, not the best delivery this from Dan Musley. He's been impressive, but this time down the leg side and fine leg up in the circle. Hassan Nawaz only had to get it slightly away from him. Picks up another boundary. So the pace of the runs have picked up the last few deliveries. Off the leading edge. Will pick up another single. This partnership now 24 of 13. So it's come at a good rate. But the important thing is they still have a long way to go. They can consistently go at this rate. That'll be good news for Shaheens. They'll have a launch pad. Yeah, you see nudging it and taking the first one very hard. The intent is there. And we're seeing it for the first time in this series.
Yeah, I think it's very intelligent cricket by these two. They're waiting for the loose deliveries and making sure they get boundaries of them and then putting pressure on the fielders, converting singles into doubles, and just that urgency that you're talking about, that intent. That's clearly showing in this partnership.
Using the pace of Dan Musley to guide that towards third. And another quick single.
Well, Shaheen suddenly, after losing 3 wickets, have got themselves in a good position for the first time in this game. That's the last delivery where they went for a quick single. Yeah, it clearly made his ground there, but didn't drag his bat. That's not a good sign. Needs to learn that very quickly. Nicely bowled. That's a good delivery from Mosley to end the first half of this innings. It will be drinks breaks as well. 83 for 3.
Into the third T20, first innings, 10 overs completed. Pakistan Shaheens are 83 for 3. This is a good fight back from Pakistan Shaheens given the way they started. They lost their skipper in the very first over. Second ball of the innings, in fact, Shamil Hussain was taken out of the equation by Saqib Mahmood. And since then, although they've lost 3 wickets in the first 10 overs, they're scoring at 8.3 runs an over, which is a decent score until the 10th over. But how they plan the next 10 is going to be very crucial in the context of this game. My name is Shoaib as we come back from a short drinks break. Joining me in the combox is Samir. Well, Samir, 10 overs, 83 for 3. The way they started, I think Pakistan Shaheens will take it.
Yeah, for the first time, we've seen a bit of intent, a bit of positive cricket from them, especially through those middle overs, not allowing the spinners to settle in. And that has almost forced a change here from Jordan Cox. He's brought back his fast bowler in the 11th over, Mitch Stanley.
Oh, very close to that shot. Extra cover fielder. They will grab a single. Yeah, they've been scoring at a brisk pace, these two in particular. If you look at this partnership, it's worth 28 runs in 17 balls. So it's come in quick time.
Yeah, they've done well in terms of choosing their options. Let's look at the field for Mitch Stanley. He's got third and fine both behind. Mid off, mid on up in the circle. Won't be looking to go too full, Stanley.
I wanted to clip that off the pads. Leading edge. Hassan Nawaz. They've kept themselves busy. If you look at that timeline, only one dot ball in the last 12 deliveries or so. The last ball was the only dot ball after a long time. And some fans in support for both teams.
Yeah, good to see some interest in this game. Hassan Nawaz has been very, very impressive. He's got the reputation of being this big hitter off the ball, but he's come out and understood the situation. Realizes that he needs to be around for a few overs and be a good partner to Mas Sadakat, and together they've resurrected this innings, at least for now. The rest of the batters to follow in this dugout. We'll have to continue the good work.
And they'll have to bat through at least till the 15th over, if not more. They'll have to ensure that they have a partnership here. So get to around 120, 130 in the 15 overs without losing wickets. Then they'll have a platform to go big in the last 5. So it's not rocket science, although it's easier said than done in the com box. We can all plan as much as we want. The execution has to be there.
But I always say there's a reason we are seated here and they're playing out there, isn't it, Shoaib? Very easy to draw out plans and make suggestions. But you're right, execution. Planning is one thing, execution is a whole other. But so far, at least they've got the England Lions getting together in conversation, have those mini conferences, forced changes through those middle overs. They're doing something right. And we're seeing it for the first time from the Shaheens this series. They've taken some time, but they seem to have learned a lesson in batting in those middle overs.
Yes, no, an overthrow, but will not be any additional run there. A slower delivery from Mitch Stanley, which is good to see. You have to rely on your variations, especially in this format.
Yeah, I think we'll see a lot more of that today. That must be one of the advices he must have given out. Ben Stokes, a very special player for England. Good to see him here. Good to have him here. Privileged company for these young Lions players.
Oh, that's nicely done. Up and over the short third fielder. Waited for it. There's not much pace on offer, and hence the ball doesn't have the legs to go all the way, but they'll come back for 2.
Yeah, slow bouncer. And that's another thing with variations, isn't it, Shoaib? You don't want to become predictable with your slow deliveries as well. More on that in the next over. It's 88 for 3 after 11.
feeling he's going big here, Colsey, straight up the shoot here.
Well, that's how Pakistan Shaheens have fared so far. Maaz Sadakat, he holds the key in this first innings for the Pakistan Shaheens. He's on 44 of 30. His highest score prior to this was 32 in the series. Coming back for the second. Well, touch and go. They'll have to go up to the TV umpire. Looks very close.
Yeah, needed a direct hit, I thought. But it seemed like he may have just made it in, Hassan Nawaz. But again, the intent is good to see from the batters. They're looking to convert those ones into twos. This should tell us.
Yeah, Cole should have been behind the stumps. I think he's trying to take it and then, yeah, I think he's made it, and clearly evident that Hassan Nawaz has comfortably made it in. There goes the green signal from GB Alex, the TV umpire for the game.
Probably one of the easiest TV umpire decisions we've had to make in this series so far. There were a few close ones. But again, good running between the wickets between these two.
James Coles has been a standout performer with the bat, with the ball, is in the top 5 in both those departments. He's got 6 wickets, I think, prior to this, 7 including a wicket in this game. Not a lot of turn on offer, but he still managed to keep the lid on the run scoring.
Adaptability, whether it's in batting or bowling, that is the name of the game. That's what separates you from the ordinary cricketers. If you want to be extraordinary, you've got to learn to adapt different conditions, different oppositions, different formats. Cole certainly looks like someone who's able to do it.
And what I really liked about his approach is, got to speak to him in the previous game after the match, in the post-match presentation, and he mentioned that because he's an all-rounder, when he goes out to bat, he knows how the pitch is faring as a bowler as well. So when he's batting, he's already thinking of how he needs to bowl in the second innings. And vice versa, when he's bowling, he knows what the wicket is doing, so he knows what approach to take when he comes out to bat. That is short and wide, and that's been cut away by Maaz Sadakat for a 4. Brings up his 50, a well-deserved 50. Class personified from Maaz Sadakat. Has got that in 33 deliveries and has shown the world that he belongs right there at the top. Beautiful batting all throughout.
Yeah, Shaheen's needed someone to step up, and Maaz has stepped up in style. And this innings, he's shifted gears very well. Was aggressive in the power play, and as soon as he saw a couple of partners losing their wickets, he slowed down a touch, but he made sure that he put the bad balls away and brought up his 50, a very well-deserved one. But he will know more than anyone else that he still needs to be out there. The job is not done.
Much straighter this time. No width on offer from James Coles. Will be a single. End of the over. 19 runs in his 2 overs. There's one more ball to go, beg your pardon. Hassan Nawaz will face that last ball from Coles.
Lots of flight. Cut it away. Point will also cut it away. And that'll be a dot ball to end over number 12. 97 for 3. Interesting, isn't it? Shaheens, they've gone down 2-0, but the top 2 batters are from their side. Sadakat is 101 runs, still batting in this series. Shamil Hussain is the second highest run getter with 77 runs on the board. But after that, it's the 3 Lions batters. Asa Tribe and James Coles, of course, in the middle order. And Ben McKinney providing those starts for Lions at the top.
They're yet to bat, so it's a very closely fought contest for the top run getter in the series. 97 for 3 in 12 overs. partnership worth 41 runs between the two. Hassan on 14, a runner ball 14, but Mars has been the heavy lifter when it comes to the run scoring in that partnership.
Well, we speak of the facility. One of the things that I've really enjoyed is how the wickets have played throughout the 3 T20 series. It's not one of those typical flat wickets where there's runs galore. Neither is it too hard to bat on. There's something in it for the bowlers who are willing to bend their backs as fast, but also for the spinners. If you vary your pace and hit the right lengths, there's something in it for you. And that's what you want, especially in this format. It's been a great wicket to play on.
Scott Curry into the attack. Got a wicket in his first over. Mars Sadakat, the top run getter in the series so far. And that's how he got there. Got a 50 in this game, was a little cautious at the start, but then once he settled himself, once he got a good reading of the pitch, he was not afraid to play his shots. That was the best of the lot, using the pace on offer, was aggressive against the spinners as well. Very strong square of the wicket, and as a genuine left-hander, we know that he loves his slogs as well. Some deft touch from Hassan Nawaz. He knows his role pretty well today, especially Hassan Nawaz. He knows that Mars is doing the heavy lifting. He's scoring runs, so all he needs to do is just feed him as much strike as possible.
Yeah, that takes a lot of patience for someone who's naturally a big hitter. So full marks to Hassan Nawaz so far in the way he's played. And just on Mars Sadakat, remember, he's coming off of that Rising Stars Asia Cup tournament, in which also he was the highest run getter. This has been sliced. And it's a chance, and it's taken this time. Got to his 50, but cannot continue. Mars Sadakat holds out at backward point.
Yes, in a bid to accelerate, he's looked to play that, forcing that shot. Oh well, the no ball. Is there something for Mars Sadakat? We'll have to wait and watch. The TV umpire will have a thorough look at that front foot. Scott Curry. Yeah, landing it behind the popping crease, and then the foot slid beyond the ropes. So a legal delivery. That's how, looking to play that, forcing that shot, and finds the fielder at covers. Simple catch taken. And Mars Sadakat's entertaining innings comes to an end. Pakistan Shaheens lose a wicket at the wrong time. Mars is out for 53. It's 99 for 4.
Next stem, yeah. It is stem. Right, I'm over 3 to come.
New batter in. The wicket-keeper batter Rohil Nazir getting a game today in place of Saad Beg, who was part of the team for the first two T20s. Not getting a game, giving an opportunity to get Rohil Nazir. Now, what does he have in store? How much can he contribute towards Pakistan Shaheen's total? No run there.
Yeah, this phase is going to be an important one for the Shaheens. How they recover from this wicket of Mars Sadakat, the set batter, is going to be important for them. 99 for 4 in 12.5 overs. They still have enough time left in this innings. More than 7 overs. We certainly look to get past that 160 mark.
Catches the call, and the dreaded finger goes up. Rohil looking to pull that. That was quick from Scott Curry. And he gets his third wicket. Pakistan Shaheens losing 2 wickets in the over.
Well, big opportunity lost for Rohil to make an impression here. Short and down the leg side. Rohil looking to work that around. The front foot is fine. Yeah, saw it as an opportunity to go towards fine, but unfortunately for him, he's gloved it to the keeper. And another one falls. Once again, Shaheen's losing wickets in clusters, and that's not good news. They've lost half the side now. With a 99 on the board, Rohil goes for a duck.
Saki, come up.
So 5 wickets down. Pakistan Shaheens in a spot of bother here. Saad Masood, the new batter in, the all-rounder, has a best score of 30 in the series. They'll need those 30 runs from him tonight as well, Samir.
Well, we've said spot of bother many times for Shaheens now throughout this series. The spots are starting to look like an allergy. Similar problems. Wickets lost in the middle overs. Somebody needs to step up here. Saad did it at the top of the order. Who can in the middle order?
He's off the mark. Saad Masood gets a single. And a very successful over this from Scott Curry. 2 wickets in that and just 3 runs conceded. 13 bowled. The 100 comes up for Shaheens. It's 100 for 5.
Like that. Slightly up. It's a massive shot into the wind if he goes now. Middle. Good. Left down roll. Catch it. Mouse. A little bit squarer for Colsey. Just for that one. And a bit tighter.
James Coles. A wicket for him in his 2 overs. Back into the attack. Bowled his 3rd. Slower this time. Likes to mix his pace, James Coles. And that's the last wicket.
Well, Shaheens will be very disappointed. They were getting some momentum. Mazakat and Hassan Nawaz are putting together a brilliant partnership, but 2 wickets back to back.
No. Oh, Coxie, I love you reading it like that. Yep, Colsey's coming.
Yeah, those 2 wickets have definitely jolted Pakistan Shaheens' progress in this first innings. Mahaz Sadakat and then Rohail Nazir in the same over. And now it's again back to square one for Pakistan Shaheens.
Yeah, it's not the kind of wicket, Shoaib, that you can just come out and play your shots. It does take some getting used to. Sadakat had got used to the wicket. He knew what was coming. Hassan Nawaz, you could say he's in, but he's going to run a ball. Oh, that was a very half-hearted shot, wasn't it? Took one hand off. Lucky for him, didn't go straight to the fielder.
Yeah, looking to slice that towards point. A very awkward looking shot there. He survives. They've still got another 6 overs to go after this. Projected score 150 is not going to be good enough, and Coles is too good. He's too good for Hassan Nawaz. Looking to accelerate. You miss, I hit. Sound of timber for Coles as he gets another scalp.
I don't know if that shot was required at this stage, Shoaib. Sarfaraz Ahmed in the dugout must be burning inside. Hassan Nawaz played with a lot of patience and composure all this while, but a nothing shot really. Ball going straight on with the arm, no foot movement. Right through. And now it's the same old story for the Shaheens. 6 down. The last 3 wickets have fallen very quickly. Hassan Nawaz goes for 16, 103 for 6.
Well, 103 for 6. 99 for 3 and 103 for 6. 3 wickets in the matter of 4 overs. New batter in for Pakistan Shaheens. Big appeal from Coles again. Not out, says the umpire. End of the over. Brilliant from James Coles. 103 for 6 after 14.
One more, we go through him here. Try me, come in here. One more and they're all gone here. All out. All out for 120.
Nathan Sauter, the wrist spinner, into the attack. 2 overs, 15 runs conceded by Nathan. Yet to taste success in this game.
Good bit of captaincy this from Jordan Cox. Yes, Scott Curry picked up those 2 wickets in the previous over, but instead of bringing him back on, he's brought Sauter in because there's 2 new batters. Good to get a couple of quick overs through and then get the fast bowlers to come in the death. No turn once again, going straight on. Saad Masood will have a lot of thinking to do here in this last 5+ overs. Can't be overly aggressive, but at the same time they need runs to come by. How are they going to go about this?
Oh, that's nearly a chip in the air.
Yeah, pushed towards the long on for a single. That was the wicket of Hassan Nawaz, looking to go big. Big slog from Hassan. Absolutely no contact with the bat. Big gap between bat and ball.
One. We get 7, they're all out 120 Souths. Yeah, I like it, thank you. Just keep taking stumps. Cover more off, Smeedy.
Pulled away. It's in the gap. Might think about a second.
Great work, Scotty. Great work, mate.
And they'll come back quite comfortably.
Catch it. We get 7, they're all out for 120.
Interesting. It seems that they've sent out Shahid Aziz at number 8, Pakistan Shaheens. He showed glimpses of big shots he can play in the previous game. Maybe looking for a bit of acceleration.
As far as I remember, I think he came out to bat at number 11 in the second T20. Definitely a promotion for him. End of the 15th over. 108 for 6.
One more wicket before the death and they're all out 120 here. Just need you to just one. A little bit, yeah, give yourself a little bit. But you're going to get a catch now. Yes, Cozy. Catch him.
More spin. And this time, Saad Masood will cut this away in the gap between point and third for a boundary. Much needed this for Shaheens. First ball of the 16th over. Cut away very nicely for a 4.
Yeah, he played it late and made sure that he gets it in the gap. Much needed this for the Shaheens. They are struggling with 6 wickets down. 110 on the board. Well, they're still going with some spin here, the Lions. Very brave.
Yeah, well, the last 2 to 3 overs have completely changed the complexion of the game. Shaheens were going along so well. Scott Curry comes on, picks up a couple of wickets, and suddenly run scoring has become difficult here. That's what wickets can do through these middle overs.
Go! Yeah.
Lots of flight again from James Coles. He's been very impressive throughout this series, has varied his pace, bowled with a lot of flight, hasn't been afraid to toss it up. And as a result, he's picked up 8 wickets in this series. Very impressive. Dot ball again. Big challenge for these batters now to put up a decent total here.
Yeah, Shahid Aziz new to the crease. He'll have to rotate strike and give back to Saad Masood.
Pulled away. Fielder at deep mid wicket. Just 1 run. Yeah, he's been given a huge promotion. Batted at number 11 in the last game. They saw how well he can hit the ball and decided, right, let's give him a go. Maybe if he can tonk a few out of the park, get that run rate up again, apply a bit of pressure on the bowlers. Down the leg side again, and that'll be the last ball from Coles' quota of 4 overs. Once again successful for the Lions. He's picked up 2 in this game as well. 8 in total in this series. So he's had a wonderful time here in Abu Dhabi. 16 done, 113 for 6.
Again, right arm over.
Four overs left in this Shaheen's innings. Saqib Mahmood back into the attack. He's picked up a wicket in the first over that he bowled. Starts off with a slow, short delivery. It's been pulled away by Saad Masood. Will pick up a boundary. All of these boundaries from here on will be very important for Shaheens.
Yeah, that was pulled with some authority. Saad Masood playing in a well-controlled shot. Didn't have that zip, that short delivery. He was just hanging there. And the easy pickings for Saad Masood, who placed it nicely in the gap for a boundary. So the boundaries are coming in. That's a good sign for the Shaheens. Happy looking dugout now.
Well, happy temporarily. Well, they'll know that the job is far from done. It was going so well for them. They were 99 for 3. And in the last 3 to 4 overs, they've lost 3 wickets, and the runs have also become difficult to come by. Yes, there's been a couple of boundaries in the last 2 overs, but they're not going to be enough. They've posted 150 twice. They'll know very well that that's not enough. 160 plus is at least what they'll want on this track. We've seen how well Lions have batted.
Well, they might just get to 152 once again.
Ooh, down the track, Saqib may have seen him come early. Bent his back and duck it short.
So that was a good delivery. He's a brilliant bowler, Saqib Mahmood. Pulled it short and, yeah, well directed as well. Targeting that helmet.
Shahid Aziz so far just 2 of 5. He's been sent out to give it a real hit, but hasn't really found the boundary yet. Slow bouncer again. No one inside the 30-yard circle, so that will fall safely. Really mixing it up here, Saqib. He's bowled 3 short deliveries. One sat up nicely for Saad Masood. The other 2 well directed and well bowled.
Well, he's got so much experience, Saqib Mahmood, and you expect a lot of variations from him. That's the fall of wickets. Just look at the 4th, 5th and the 6th wicket. That is where the problems arose for Shaheens, and that has been throughout this series. They haven't been able to get the middle order going. And that's where they have fallen short by at least 20-25 runs.
And the problem for them was the two set batters went together. Soon as Mas Sadakat got out, Hassan Nawaz followed almost immediately, and that's never a good thing when you're trying to accelerate. Hasn't timed it too well. A great bit of work in the deep. Can he stop it from going to the boundary? Nope, it will trickle away eventually. Scott Curry trying his best, but Saad Masood will pick up another boundary in this over.
Well, Saad is playing some very good shots. He looks very comfortable against the short pitch deliveries. There was another one which was bowled into the wicket. Didn't rise as much, but look at that placement. Scott tried his best to keep it in play, but the ball had so much momentum that it went through for a boundary.
That would have been better off maybe using both his hands. Very well disguised slow delivery. Ran his fingers over it. And Saad Masood played that shot yesterday.
Lazy play, not just a lazy shot.
Well, it will be pace from here on. 3 overs left, 123 for 6 is where Pakistan Shaheens are. Run rate is just over 7 runs per over. Projected score 144. They'll know very well, the players out there and the dugout, that will not be enough. Scott Curry starts off with a slow one. As expected in these death overs, there will be variation. Single to start things off.
Chai doing the right thing. Giving strike back to Saad Masood, who's batted really well. 22 of 16. He came in when the Shaheens were in a spot of bother. But he's made sure that he keeps that momentum going and targeting those 150, 160 odd runs, because that'll give something to the bowlers to work with at least.
Well, they will have to bowl well, that's for sure. Can't afford to be lackluster today. Slow again. Happy to just rotate the strike, get the single. They will wait for the loose ball. The problem is there isn't enough time left in this innings. You say they'll need to get to 150 on this wicket, Rashid. I'm afraid that just won't be enough. And if you know what you're chasing on a wicket like this for the Lions, they can have a very measured and calculated approach. Don't have to go after everything.
That's what happened in the first game as well. Shaheens posted 152 runs, and the Lions, although they lost some wickets, but they knew what they were chasing, so they made sure they batted according to that.
Oh, this is a big hit. He's given it everything, but has he got the distance? Oh, yes, quite a bit of it. Shahid Aziz finally breaks loose, and how well he's broken loose.
Shimmy down the track. Beautifully done. Gets to the pitch at the delivery and was against the wind as well. So it was a big hit, that one. Sounded so nicely when it came off the bat. That's a much needed maximum for the Shaheens. They need to cross that 160 run barrier.
Yeah, that's what he can do, and that's why he's been given the promotion to come out early. That's very nice. So he's got the finesse as well. Very, very smart option that he offered it wide outside off. He shuffled across and simply nudged it in the gap for another boundary.
Well, he looks like a proper batter to me. Very intelligent batting. Displaces that between the two fielders. There wasn't much of a gap. It was a slower delivery, but he placed it so nicely and got himself 10 runs of the 2 deliveries. This is outstanding batting.
Curry's picked up 3 wickets, but just a little expensive in this over already. A 6 and a 4 off it. 2 deliveries to go. The runs are picking up now. 137 has come up. Now 160 looks very much possible, with 14 deliveries left in this innings. running the first one harder. It is in the deep, but they'll stick to just one run. Saad Masood also bowls a bit of leg spin. He was expensive in that previous game. Picked up the 2 wickets, but gave away too much, I thought. Today he'll have to do better. An all-round effort required from him.
However, first I think they need to have the runs on the board. They must get over 160 somehow.
Oh, inside edge. Lucky to have missed the stumps and lucky to have gone past the fine leg fielder as well. Another boundary in the over. And that'll end it with 142 on the board after 18 overs. That's it. Mid Stanley to bowl his 4th. He's given away 26 runs in his 3 overs. 142 is what the Shaheens have managed. 2 overs left. Slower delivery to start off again. Shahid Aziz is looking to play his shots now. Not much time left in the innings.
Yeah, they've got exactly 11 deliveries, legal deliveries. Shahid Aziz with the way he's playing, the way he can hit the ball, I think he needs to step on the gas now. He needs to go after every delivery. Because he looks like a tall, strong lad. He can knock the ball around, and they need maximums. They need boundaries in these last 11 deliveries.
Had a good first game in the second T20 when he was brought into the team. Got a wicket off the first ball, and then the first ball that he faced as a batter hit a maximum. So he must be feeling good, and he's been given a bit more responsibility in this innings. Down out at number 6, out at number 8, beg your pardon. Oh, very well struck. But goes straight to James Coles at deep square leg. Again, showing a lot of awareness. He knows that it's going to be slow just outside off, so he shuffled across and gone leg side. Those are signs, hallmarks of a good batter.
Yeah, the anticipation. Knowing what the bowler is going to bowl to you. Him being a fast bowler himself, I think he can really read his mind. But the field placing from the England Lions is just superb. They've got the right fielders in the right place. The angles have been cut in, and that is what has been such a brilliant performance from the England Lions.
They are an experienced lot. They are the Lions, but far from being Cubs, that's for sure. A lot of them have played in many different places, some of them even for other international teams. So plenty of experience in there. That is way above the head. Might be called a wide. We'll have to wait and see. Fumble from the keeper as well. It'll allow them to cross over. And yes, confirmation from umpire that it will be wides.
I'm trying a little too hard there. Got that tennis ball bounce. It was a slower bouncer. Great partnership this. 27 deliveries, and they've gotten 40 out of it. Shahid Aziz has been superb in that. Saad Masood taking nothing away from him. 27 of 18 deliveries. However, this is the third or T20. First two belonging to the Lions. So Pakistan playing for glory here. It's Shaheens.
Oh, big shot that. But that had a bit of pace on it from Stanley and some bounce as well. Yeah, they were 103 for 6 at one stage. It wasn't looking good for the Shaheens. That's another look at that delivery. It was moving away, still a bit of movement. And to have had this partnership of 40 runs in just 28, it was very much required for the Shaheens, and these two have stepped up quite nicely. They haven't had heroes through those middle overs. Today they have found a couple of them at least. Makes room for himself. Bowler will follow him down to long on for a single. was Asa Tribe for the Lions in the first game. Then it was James Coles in the second game for them. Shaheens haven't had someone like that step up at the right time when they needed someone to do it the most.
Well, they've been having problems with the bowling mainly. I think if you see the bowling chart, the best bowler for Pakistan, Shaheens, has picked up 3 wickets. So I think they haven't been able to pick up wickets from the Lions, and credit should be given to the English Lions. They've batted really well, and in the batting, I think it was the top order. There was Shamil Hussain and I think Mas Sadakat who really got the runs for them. So no middle order. That has been the problem for the Shaheens.
Cross seam from Stanley, hitting those hard lengths, bending his back. Again, a bit of bounce. Saad looking for that big slug.
Yeah, that's the one that bowled into the stump, and he got that extra bit of bounce as well. We saw he was bowling cross seam. So he's bowled really well, Stanley, coming in for this lone game. Has been wicketless, but did deserve a few.
Last ball of this penultimate over. Well, he hit that somewhere and the ball went somewhere else, but eventually all they'll get is a single. Well, the things we've seen in this game. 19 done, 147 for 6. Final 6 coming up in this innings. 147 for 6. Pakistan, can they get above their highest score in this series so far? 152 is what they made in that first match. Here's Saqib Mahmood to bowl the last one. Bowls it wide outside off. He's managed to get on one knee and slash it towards extra cover for a single. Now over to Shahid Aziz for a few big hits from here on.
Very good bowling this by Saqib Mahmood. He's such an experienced cricketer. Bowls that outside off stump right in the block hole, not allowing him to get underneath that. That's what you need. They'll be happy if he doesn't concede more than 7-8 runs. And that will put the England Lions in the driving seat, although I think they've done really well.
And 1 for 22. He's bowled well, Saqib Mahmood. This is something he's done so well, Shahid Aziz. He gets across and he gets in line with the ball and he hits shots like that, full of power, full of strength, and he picks up another boundary.
Well, that wasn't a bad delivery. 150 comes up with that boundary. They get to their best, almost the best score in the series, 152 runs, but that was such a good shot. Didn't have a lot to play with, but the power of Shahid Aziz took it over the boundary rope for a much needed 4 runs.
You find generally lower order tonkers would have looked to try to hit that towards the leg side. But Shahid is again showing awareness and smartness in his batting. He saw there was a huge gap over covers, and because the ball was on the offside, he's gone aerial. Hit straight into his own pads. This time he looked to go leg side and a shy at the non-striker's end. Saqib Mahmood knew that was very close, but they'll get the single now. 153, the highest score that Shaheens have put up in this series so far. That's a win, a partial win at least.
Well, I think it's below par.
Partial win, par. It's a play of words, Rashid.
Well, that was a good delivery. Yeah, would have been close had it been a direct hit. But yeah, I think they have something to work with in the second innings. Just depends on how well they bowl and what kind of a mood the England Lions come out with.
Oh, brilliantly bowled Yorker that. Saqib Mahmood asking the question, may have been missing leg stump. It was going into the batter's arc, but very well executed. Saad Masood can't do much, but more importantly, it's Shahid Aziz back on strike.
What good bowling this by Saqib Mahmood. He's known for his Yorkers. He's known for bowling some very good deliveries. Look at that. It was right there in the block hole. Nothing much the batter could have done. They pick up a single.
Shahid Aziz on strike. 2 balls to go. Can he pick up a couple of big boundaries here? Long off. In fact, mid off is up in the circle. Long off is in position. Deep mid wicket and deep square leg. Third and fine are both up in the circle. Where does Saqib go? Does he go slow? Does he go short? Or does he go block hole again? Low full toss, hammered away. And it's gone for 4. We'll wait for confirmation, but once again, very impressive this from Shahid Aziz. Low full toss and he's converted it into a boundary.
Yeah, magnificent hitting. This is a very good shot. Getting down on one knee and then really nicely playing that. I thought that went for a maximum on the first impact, but the umpire would want to make sure. Or does it bounce just inside? Oh, on the boundary rope. Well, that will be a 6, I think.
Yeah, that certainly hit the boundary rope. Well sighted, Rashid. Very well sighted that, and what a good shot, flat and hard. And 6 runs. He knew it was going to be a Yorker, and that's why he got down on one knee and went big. Last ball. Shuffles again through the off. That's in the gap as well. But Curry this time will be able to rein it in. Will come back for 2. And Shahid Aziz gets to 30 to provide much needed impetus towards the end of this innings for Shaheens. They finish on 162 for 6, their highest score in this 3-match T20 series against England Lions, and they certainly feel positive about what they've put up. At one point it did seem like they'll get a lot more, but the way things were going in those middle overs, from 99 for 3 to 103 for 6, this partnership has been superb for them. 57 off 37, this partnership between Saad Masood and Shahid Aziz. England Lions will know they've given away maybe a few too many runs, but brilliant batting effort right at the end. Good start from Mas Sadakat. Shamil Hussain got out just off the second delivery of the first innings. Samir Minas Abdul Samad got starts but couldn't go on. Hassan Nawaz was quite patient when he was out there with Mas Sadakat, but he also got out as soon as his partner did. And right in the end, that 7th wicket partnership between Saad Masood and Shahid Aziz providing a brilliant finish for Pakistan Shaheens. They didn't look like they'll even get to 150 at one stage, but a superb partnership has allowed them to get to 162. Impressive again from the England Lions bowlers, Saqib Mahmood and Stanley. The 2 fast bowlers giving away 35 and 31 between them. Saqib picked up a wicket off just his second delivery, but Scott Curry was brilliant. He picked up 2 in an over, 3 for 27 from him. Dan Mosley gave away 18 balls, just the 2 overs this time, and once again those 2 spinners, Souter and Coles, keeping things quiet and economical. Coles again picking up 2 wickets, taking his tally of the series to 8 wickets. So that is the target for the Lions. 163 is what they need. It's going to be an interesting chase because the wicket has shown us that there's something in it for both the batters and the bowlers. Right, we'll take a quick break, and when we are back, it will be the chase from the Lions.
नहीं नहीं, छोटे छोटे तुमको जो समझ में आया तुम बोलना, ठीक है। तुम्हारी बैटिंग के बारे में पूछेंगे कि कैसा हुआ तुमको, इतने एक दो मैच में भी स्टार्ट मिले, 30 भी बनाए तुमने, तो आज तुमने ज़्यादा खेला, तो क्या प्लानिंग से आए, क्या डिफरेंट किया आज तुमने, अलग क्या किया? Well, time for a quick conversation with the top performer for Pakistan, Shaheens. We've got with us Maaz Sadakat. Maaz, हमने देखा आपको इस पूरे टूर में बहुत ज़बरदस्त आप बैटिंग कर रहे थे, स्टार्ट्स भी आपको मिले, लेकिन आज जिस तरह की आपने बैटिंग की कुछ अलग नज़र आया। किस तैयारी से आए थे आज आप?
जी, सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र अदा करता हूँ क्योंकि 50 किए और दूसरी बात यह है कि बिल्कुल शुरू में 2 मैचों में मुझे बहुत अच्छा स्टार्ट मिला है, लेकिन उस तरह फिनिश नहीं कर पाया। और फिर कल जो इजाज़ भाई के साथ हमारी मीटिंग हुई, उसने मुझे बताया कि इस तरह खेलना है, तो थोड़ा सा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ खेलना है। तो आज मैं आगे और थोड़ा सा देख के खेले, सिंगल पे ज़्यादा फोकस था और उसमें शॉट्स भी आए, सब कुछ आया, तो इनिंग्स इस तरह बिल्ड हुआ।
जिस तरह की आपने बैटिंग की आज, ऐसा लग रहा था कि आपने कंडीशंस को काफ़ी अच्छे से रीड किया। पहले आप थोड़े से कॉशियस थे अप्रोच में, लेकिन बाद में आप अपने शॉट्स खेलने लगे।
जी बिल्कुल, शुरू में और बाकी मैचों के मुताबिक ये विकेट बहुत अच्छा था आज। तो शुरू में मैं देख रहा था, थोड़ी सी बॉल को देख रहा था कि किस तरह बॉल आ रहा है, लेकिन आज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छा बॉल आ रहा था बैट पे, तो इसी तरह फिनिश।
162 स्कोर पर बना है बोर्ड पर, क्या लग रहा है आपको, ये आप डिफेंड कर पाएंगे एज ए टीम?
जी बिल्कुल, इंशाल्लाह अपना 100% कोशिश करते हैं और बाकी इंशाल्लाह देखते हैं। हमारी बॉलिंग भी बहुत अच्छी है और इंशाल्लाह हम डिपेंड करेंगे।
बहुत मज़ा आया आपकी बैटिंग देखकर, इसी तरह खेलते रहिए, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सो मच।
That is Maaz Sadakat. Back to our gentleman in the com box. We've got with us well, time for a quick conversation with the top performer for Pakistan.
Good evening and welcome back to the Zayed International Cricket Stadium. Match number 3, we've got Lions who need 163 runs and 120 deliveries to chase down in this third T20. But before that, let's head down to the sidelines where we've got Shoaib Ahmed with Maaz Sadakat.
Well, time for a quick conversation with the top performer for Pakistan, Shaheens. We've got with us Maaz Sadakat. Maaz, हमने देखा आपको इस पूरे टूर में बहुत ज़बरदस्त आप बैटिंग कर रहे थे, स्टार्ट्स भी आपको मिले, लेकिन आज जिस तरह की आपने बैटिंग की कुछ अलग नज़र आया। किस तैयारी से आए थे आज आप?
जी, सबसे पहले तो अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र अदा करता हूँ क्योंकि 50 किए और दूसरी बात यह है कि बिल्कुल शुरू में 2 मैचों में मुझे बहुत अच्छा स्टार्ट मिला है, लेकिन उस तरह फिनिश नहीं कर पाया। और फिर कल जो इजाज़ भाई के साथ हमारी मीटिंग हुई, उसने मुझे बताया कि इस तरह खेलना है, तो थोड़ा सा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ खेलना है। तो आज मैं आगे और थोड़ा सा देख के खेले, सिंगल पे ज़्यादा फोकस था और उसमें शॉट्स भी आए, सब कुछ आया, तो इनिंग्स इस तरह बिल्ड हुआ।
जिस तरह की आपने बैटिंग की आज, ऐसा लग रहा था कि आपने कंडीशंस को काफ़ी अच्छे से रीड किया. पहले आप थोड़े से कॉशियस थे अप्रोच में, लेकिन बाद में आप अपने शॉट्स खेलने लगे.
जी बिल्कुल, शुरू में और बाकी मैचों के मुताबिक ये विकेट बहुत अच्छा था आज. तो शुरू में मैं देख रहा था, थोड़ी सी बॉल को देख रहा था कि किस तरह बॉल आ रहा है, लेकिन आज अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बहुत अच्छा बॉल आ रहा था बैट पे, तो इसी तरह फिनिश.
162 स्कोर पर बना है बोर्ड पर. क्या लग रहा है आपको, ये आप डिफेंड कर पाएंगे एज ए टीम?
जी बिल्कुल, इंशाल्लाह अपना 100% कोशिश करते हैं, और बाकी इंशाल्लाह देखते हैं. हमारी बॉलिंग भी बहुत अच्छी है और इंशाल्लाह हम डिपेंड करेंगे.
बहुत मजा आया आपकी बैटिंग देखकर. इसी तरह खेलते रहिए. ऑल द बेस्ट.
थैंक यू सो मच.
That is Maaz Sadakat. Back to our gentleman in the com box.
Thank you, Shoaib Ahmed. Well, some insights here from Maaz Sadakat. He was the man who got the most runs in the Pakistan Shaheen's innings, 53 of 36. Shahid Aziz was superb as well, 30 unbeaten of 18. Scott Curry picking up 3 wickets, giving away 27 in his 3. Coles with a couple of wickets as well. And in the end, the Shaheens got to 162 for the loss of 6 wickets. It's been a good performance. Will it be enough? Time will tell. The 2 umpires make their way to the middle. Mr. Sunij and Mr. Rizwan. They will be officiating the game today, and they've done a wonderful job in the first innings. Well, Pakistan bowlers will have to really bowl out of their skins. Shaheens have got a decent total on the board, 162 runs, but it'll have to be some very good fielding, some good bowling, and that confidence and that commitment in the field to pick up wickets and defend this par total, I'd say. The 2 openers for the England Lions, who've done so well throughout the tournament. Just wait and see who the 2 openers are today. Normally, we do see Ben McKinney at the top of the order. Looks like it will be him, but alongside him, will it be Will Smeed to open the innings? Shamil Hussain, the captain, will have to maneuver his bowl as well. He'll have to make the changes at the right time. The field setting by the England line was superb today. They got them in the right places, but it will be the Shaheens who will have to do well in this second innings. Remember, the first 2 games were won by the England Lions in this 3-match T20 series. Well, Shoaib Ahmed is back in the comm box. Shoaib, good evening and welcome back.
Thank you, Rashid. Yeah, interesting second innings is about to pan out between the Shaheens and the Lions. They'll have to really bowl well, the Shaheens. They've done well to get to 162, but now they'll have to follow it up with a brilliant bowling performance up against Will Smeed, who hasn't had a good outing so far in this series. 2 matches, 7 runs, but we all know what he's capable of. He's an explosive batter right at the top, alongside another explosive batter, the left-handed Ben McKinney, who's been wonderful at the top for the England Lions. Loves to put pressure on the bowlers in the first 6 overs of power play. Likes to use those power play restrictions to good effect. And with the ball, it's going to be the man who performed with the bat for Shaheens. Shahid Aziz will be starting the proceedings. Remember, he got a wicket on the very first ball that he bowled in the second T20. We'll want a repeat of that in this game as well.
Yeah, he's a magnificent bowler. Shahid Aziz, we saw. In fact, I think he's a brilliant all-rounder. Somebody who can win you games not only with the ball but with the bat in hand as well. First delivery coming up. Will Smeed on strike.
First runs on the board for Will Smeed and for England Lions. What a knock that was from Shahid, Rashid. They promoted him and he's repaid that faith with the bat.
Well, yeah, that momentum that was needed towards the end of the innings, I think he provided that. And Shaheen's got to a good total. He's picked up 2 wickets. This is his second game he's playing. Very economical, under 7. And looks like a very decent bowler. He's got that ability to swing the ball away, and that's what's worked for him in that first game.
up against Ben McKinney. Is that a chance? Is that a catch? Or was it a bump ball? Well, umpire thinks so. Full delivery from Shahid Aziz. McKinney wanted to just guide that. But that's a very dangerous shot to play.
Yeah, I thought there was some deviation there as soon as it's pitched, yeah, but clearly even if there was deviation, it had bounced after touching the bat. So good decision at the end from the umpire. It was Rizwan there on strike, Rizwan Shah. The umpiring has been superb throughout the series.
Yeah, top class cricket, top class umpiring. Edged and dropped. Oh dear, that was a simple chance. Had all the time in the world to grab it. Shahid Aziz has been disheartened and disappointed by that effort from Maz Sadakat in the slip.
Well, he should be disappointed because that was a good delivery. Gets the outside edge. Regulation catch there and, well, tried it on the second attempt but couldn't hold on. That's a big miss because McKinney can make you pay if you give him chances.
Yeah, that should have been taken. Dropped on a duck, and now I feel that the Shaheens have come out with a plan against McKinney. They're bowling it outside off. They're trying to keep it away from the hitting arc of Ben McKinney. And so far, it has worked. They almost got his wicket. They should have been able to send Ben McKinney back. That's the chance again. Just hard hands and closed them a little too early. Maz Sadakat. Now then, beautifully done on the up. Won't go all the way. But McKinney will be off the mark with a couple of runs to his name.
Well, he'll definitely be very happy with the way things have gone. He's been given a chance when he was on not very good signs this for the Shaheens. We were talking about how important it is to pick up early wickets, and that was the perfect opportunity. Shahid is creating that chance, but the fielder is not helping him in that cause. There's a change in the field now. Slip has been taken off. He's pushed towards short mid wicket.
Upish in the air. Is there a chance? No, no one manning that region. McKinney plays that safe shot, just clears the infield and gets a couple of more runs. End of the first over. England Lions are 5 for no loss.
Centre, yeah, right arm over.
Mohammad Salman will be sharing the new ball with Shahid Aziz, Salman Khan. Will Smeed hasn't been able to get runs in the series so far. We'll want to change that tonight in this third T20. That's the field set for Salman. Well, starts with a wide-ish delivery. Will Smeed smart enough not to prod at that, lets it go.
Yeah, good aggressive field setup for Salman Khan. He's got a slip in place. Looks like a decent bowler. This is the first time we are seeing him in this series. Wasn't part of the playing 11 in the first two games. So opportunity for Will Smeed to take advantage of that. And at the other end, I think Will Smeed not doing too good with the bat will be an opportunity for Salman Khan to pick up his wicket.
Well, he gets his wicket. He gets his man. Salman Khan strikes. Will Smeed's poor run of form continues as the Shaheens get their first wicket.
Well, firstly, let's look at that front foot. The Shaheens have been having problems. Nope, Salman Khan doesn't have any problems with that. Nicely bowled there. Full speed, once again playing it away from the body. Too much gap between bat and pad, and off the inner half, the bat ricocheted onto the stumps. 1 of 3 for Will Smeed. England Lions lose their wicket early on in the innings, and they're in a spot of bother, 5 for 1.
Number 3 for the England Lions is the captain, Jordan Cox. Best of 34. He'll want to better that tonight in this third game. England leading the series 2-0 against the Pakistan Shaheens. It's been a good outing for the England side in the World Cup. Uppishly played, but safe. Jordan Cox will get a single. So England have had a good outing in the World Cup. They've beaten Pakistan. Their captain Harry Brook has scored a century in the run chase, and hopefully Jordan can do that as well. He's out there because of this. Will Smeed playing a nothing short, big gap between bat and pad. It's not been a great outing for him, and his struggle continues in this game as well.
Jubilations for Salman Khan. He's picked up a wicket early on in his spell, and this is the opportunity for the Shaheens to make inroads.
Oh, beautifully done. That's a very good length from Salman. He's bowling at the right length, and there's some movement in the air with the new ball for him. That's posing even more problems for the batters.
Yeah, cut him into half. Look at that length just at the top of middle stump. That's a fabulous delivery. Nothing much Ben McKinney could have done with that. That's the Jaffer there. And McKinney on a 4 of 6. He's been kept quiet. Very unlike him. Normally you'd see a couple of maximums already from his blade.
Yeah, big shot loading from Ben McKinney. Drives it. Beats the fielder at mid-off. He'll come back for 2. Didn't time it as much as he would have liked. That was a foolish delivery from Salman. Was there to be driven. McKinney can only manage a couple of runs.
And normally he's a brilliant timer of the ball. He's got brilliant hand-eye coordination. Doesn't like to move his feet too much. On that occasion, probably just trying to hit it too hard. Didn't get it from the middle of the bat. But good bowling this from Salman Khan. He's done really well so far.
Very good over this from Salman. A wicket in that in just 4 runs. But he's found his rhythm, and that's good news for Shaheens. 2 overs, 9 for 1. Shahid Aziz to continue. There you go, big hit from Ben McKinney. It's gone all the way for 6 runs, his first of the innings.
Well, nicely played. McKinney, we were waiting, we were anticipating when this big shot is going to come. It was in the slot, didn't have to do much. He's got that right from the middle of the bat. Good follow through as well, gets 6 important runs, 13 of 9 for Big McKinney.
Wild swing from Ben, looking to step down the track, and Shahid Aziz bowling it away from him. This is a much better line from Shahid. We saw him bowling this line in the first over, and that's where he almost got a chance. A catch dropped. Remember, Ben was was dropped on a 0. And since then, he scored 13 runs. But more importantly, this is a good line from Shahid Aziz.
A bit of banter there between the two as well. Good to see. But I think that should be the plan against Ben McKinney. I thought most of the bowlers would try and bowl him outside off stump, try him to force him to reach for the ball.
There again, just outside off. This time it's a little too wide for the liking of Rizwan, the umpire. And he's called it as a wide, so he'll have to bowl that again, Shahid Aziz. 2 wides, back to back.
Yes, the previous delivery was given as a wide as well. But I thought that was much closer than that. However, the plan is to bowl outside off stump, force Ben McKinney to use his feet. Now it looks like it's going to be a change of angles for Shahid Aziz. Slip has been taken off, so very orthodox field setup for Shahid Aziz.
This will be another wide, a hat-trick of wides from Shahid Aziz, and I don't know why he's decided to change the angle coming around the wicket.
But I think he's just trying to overcompensate here. That angle hasn't been working for him. These are the 3 wides that he's bowled so far. That was the first one. Then, yeah, this one was too wide, but this one, change of angle for him, and then he goes down the leg side. It's been a lengthy over this from Shahid Aziz. Sarfraz, I'm sure, won't be happy with that.
Edged, and the ball doesn't carry to the wicket keeper, Rohail Nazir. Well, Ben McKinney is living a charmed life. He's been very lucky tonight.
Oh, definitely rub of the green for him. That was a good delivery. That was the delivery I was talking about, way outside off stump, forcing him to stretch for that. Gets the outside edge, but doesn't carry. It was probably the slower one as well. That's what Shoaib Ahmed is indicating with his left arm in swingers.
Yeah, it looked like a slower delivery. That's why it didn't carry to Rohail. Now that's a wide again. No, not good. This is not good from Shahid. 4 wides. Wavered from Shahid Aziz.
Yeah, I think there is a plan that has been set by the captain. Shamil Hussain has given him a plan. He's trying to execute that. I think the idea is right to bowl outside off stump, but not that wide, because obviously he'll be given his extras.
And I'm sure he's not amused by that effort from Shahid. Now then, catch, is it? No, it's in the vacant region towards the deep third. 1 bounce and it's gone for 4. So a lot of extras and now a boundary for Ben McKinney.
Well, that rub of the green is continuing for Ben McKinney. Not very intended. Wanted to probably play towards the covers or the extra cover, but gets a thickish edge and that runs away towards the boundary. This has become a very long over. Yeah, Sarfraz is definitely not happy. There is a smile on his face, but not for the right reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's definitely not pleased by that. Oh, beautiful. That sounded like a gunshot, but it's gone straight to Mars. Sadakat, who's at covers. He didn't have to move an inch. Most boundaries in the series so far, and no surprises there, Rashid. Ben McKinney is right there at the top.
Well, Mars Sadakat was leading that chart, but after that last boundary, It's Ben McKinney now who's at the top. And rightly so, he's played some marvelous shots. The timing has been superb. That previous one was such a good shot.
Slow delivery from Shahid. He's mixing it up, which is the right thing to do when you're being hit for runs, when you're under the pump. Fall back on your variations. This is a never-ending over from Shahid Aziz. 19 runs in his spell so far.
There's been a
14.
long over. Shoaib is counting how many deliveries he's bowled so far.
Now he's counting the runs that he's given. He's given away 14 in this over.
9 deliveries, I think.
9 deliveries he's bowled.
You don't have to count that.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Upish again clears the infield. And a throw at the striking end. Has he collected it cleanly? Doesn't look like that. Rohail Nazir. The umpire is not keen to go upstairs, which means it will be the end of the over. 3 overs completed. 25 for 1. Right, Mohammad Salman Khan. I've really liked his bowling so far, Rashid. He's hitting the right lengths, asking the right questions. Got a wicket already. Oh, beautiful. Absolute class there from Jordan Cox. He's so good in that offside region. Times it to perfection. 4 runs.
I think the key of that shot was he played it late, right under his eyes. Very close to his body. Just open the face of the blade and runs that for a boundary. That's a magnificent shot. Good timing. Brilliant execution. He's got that lazy elegance, doesn't he, Jordan Cox?
Yeah, especially on the offside. When he plays that shot, he opens the face of the bat. He looks in a lot of control. He's not hassled by the delivery. He relies on the bounce of the wicket, knows exactly where the ball is coming, and plays that right from the middle of the bat. So pleasing to the eye. Makes it look very easy, Jordan Cox. This time straight to the fielder. So the plan has to be to bowl straight and not give width to somebody like Jordan.
Well, they'll have to really change their angles against each batter. If you ride against Jordan Cox, they'll have to be as straight as possible because he's very strong through the offside. And against somebody like Ben McKinney, I think the idea, the execution wasn't perfect, but the idea was right to bowl him outside off stump, force him to go and stretch because he doesn't move his feet too much.
Oh, nicely done. You bowl too straight on the pads, you'll have to pay the price for it. That's just great timing, excellent hand-eye coordination, and well-deserved 6 runs for Jordan Cox.
Well, that's a brilliant way to use the pace of the bowler. Touch too straight and touch too full as well. Look at that. That was magnificently timed once again. He's such a good timer of the ball. It was played towards the longer part of the ground and it cleared the boundary with the very comfortably at the end. The runs are flowing in quite easily here for the Lions.
That's a good delivery. That's a good comeback from Salman. This is where he is most potent. When he can get that length right, he's almost unplayable.
That's the length we've been talking about, Shoaib. Throughout the series, that has been the problem for the Shaheens. They haven't been consistent with that length.
Wow.
And that's the reason why they haven't been able to pick up too many wickets. They are either too full or too short. But if they can consistently bowl in that area, I think this wicket does does have something for the bowlers.
Oh, stepping down the track this time. Again, sublime timing. Poetry in motion. Jordan Cox in this over. He's destroyed Salman and he scored runs at will. One more six for Jordan Cox.
Well, this was a very well manufactured shot. It was coming down the track. It was on the stumps, but once again, not trying to overhit it. The placement, timing, everything superb about that shot. Didn't have a very big follow through as well. Just carved that nicely. When he gets going, he's such a pleasing batter to watch.
A little predictable, Salman, now with that length. In the gap again. Runs galore from the bat of the skipper. Jordan Cox is on fire. 4 overs done. 45 on the board for England Lions. It's 45 for 1.
Shamil, minus 4 minutes. Shamil, minus 4 minutes after. Bowler change. Left arm over.
So it's Akif Javed. A left arm seamer. We've seen him bowl in the last game as well. Even in the first game. Has bowled well in patches. Can he get a wicket? Can he be the fire brigade that Shaheens need? Because Jordan Cox is clearly on fire.
Yeah, he's gotten 2 wickets in the first 2 matches. He's bowled best of 2 for 22 for him. So needs to step up here, needs to pick up a wicket, break this partnership, which has been a superb partnership. And Jordan Cox was absolutely magnificent in that previous over.
Well, he's not going to stop. This is a brilliant hit from Jordan Cox again. On the pads. And it's out of the park. New balls, please.
Well, another loose delivery on the pads. And look at that, how well has he picked that. That's very nicely done. Right from the middle of the bat. Well, this is outstanding batting from Jordan Cox. 27 of just 8 deliveries. The 50 comes up with that maximum. And he's been just such a phenomenal batsman today.
He looks like a man possessed. Jordan Cox, he knows that he's expected to score runs. He has to set an example, lead the team, walk the talk. And from what we've seen him in the last 2-3 matches, it was as if he was not happy with his own performance, and tonight he's changed that. 27 of just 8 deliveries. He is unstoppable at the moment.
Well, that's Jordan Cox for you. Such a superb cricketer. And he's anticipating delivery so well.
It feels like he's missed out on an opportunity. That's what happens when you're in great touch, when you're in good form. You feel every ball is a run-scoring opportunity, especially in the 6 overs. This was too full as well from Akif. It was there in the slot. Just couldn't time it as much as he would have liked.
Yeah, probably just a tad bit late on that. But you're right, he's in such good form. Good to see him back in form, because he was looking out of sorts in the first 2 games, but this is the Jordan Cox we know. He's outstanding.
Again, outside off. Beautifully timed. He's crashed that towards the covers, but straight to the fielder. He's middling every ball, and that's good news for England Lions. Not so good for Shaheens. They'll have to come up with a plan B against Jordan Cox, and quickly, very quickly, he's made himself rise in those rankings, and he's in the top 5. Jordan Cox at number 5 with 63, and the way he's batting, I won't be surprised if he jumps a few more spots in that list. Oh, that's too good. That is just the best of the shots that we've seen tonight. One better than the other. Jordan Cox, take a bow.
Well, if he keeps playing those kind of shots, he's definitely going to rise a few spots. That is outstanding. That's obnoxious. That's how well he's timed that. It wasn't a bad delivery, it was outside. It wasn't too straight as well. I mean, the timing he generated, I'm sure even Sarfraz Ahmed enjoyed that shot. That is superb. One of the best shots, better shots we've seen throughout the series.
Unbelievable batting this from Jordan Cox. Outrageous. 69 now. He's at number 4, tied with Tribe, who won't complain because the way his skipper is batting, he'll want him to continue. Again, right from the middle, but they've got that fielder right there, especially for this shot from Jordan Cox. Well, he's been entertaining to say the least. First 5 overs have been dramatic, have been thoroughly entertaining. 58 for 1.
Left arm over to you. Shaheen. The center. So he's coming left arm around to you.
58 for 1 after 5. A forced change here. And a very different change here. We haven't seen him bowl. Mas Sadakat. First time seeing him with the ball in hand. This is an interesting choice from Shamil Hussain. Let's see if he can affect something here, because Shaheens desperately need a wicket. With a left arm spin.
Well, like you mentioned, forced change. That wasn't in the plan, but with the way these two are batting, he's been forced to bring in the slower bowler. Well, Ben McKinney at the other end, he's been kept off strike for quite a while. Cox has done really well, 33 of 12.
Well, he's trying to target his pads. But I'll tell you what, this is a big call from Shamil Hussain, given that McKinney is a left-hander. He's brought on a left-arm spinner, still inside the power play. This could go horribly wrong if Sadakat doesn't get his lines right. Yeah, that was a big shot. Almost on, bit of pace on it. So couldn't really connect. But what a start this has been from England Lions. Jordan Cox has woken up and chosen violence today.
Yeah, it was Jordan. We thought it was Ben McKinney who's going to do most of the power hitting, but Cox has had other plans.
That is a big shot, but this move has worked for the Shaheens. He's enticed Ben McKinney into playing a big shot. Long on was in position for exactly that, and Shahid Aziz has taken the catch and finally broken this partnership.
Much needed this for the Shaheens. It was a good delivery. Let's have a look at the front foot. Yeah, no problems there. Legal delivery. It was slower in the air this time, and flighted as well, forcing him to go towards long on. He wasn't going to hold back, but a good catch. So the plan was set and the execution was perfect to get rid of Ben McKinney. 20 of 18 for him, 59 for 2.
Well, until day before, they both thought they had a hand on this beautiful silverware, but it seems like England Lions will be the ones taking it home. However, Pakistan Shaheens are trying hard to salvage some pride. But But to stop that pride, it's Tribe, who batted very well in that first T20. He's out now at number 4 for the Lions.
Yeah, he's been the leading run getter for England Lions. One of the leading run getters, 70 at the moment in the first 2 games. And I've really enjoyed his temperament. He's got to think about just rotating strike and making sure that he is there.
Meanwhile, this change has been inspired. Maz picking up the wicket that they so desperately needed, Shaheens. However, that man at the non-strikers end, the skipper, Jordan Cox, he's done the bulk of the damage. 33 of 12. If they can prize out his wicket as well, then we have a game on. Good over this is turning out to be.
Yeah, superb over this one. He's got that big wicket of Ben McKinney in this one. Yeah, he was forced to stretch. Never enjoys using his feet. And that's where he didn't generate enough pace, enough momentum on that shot.
He had to stretch, didn't he? And he's a tall lad, so it took a long time for him to come and get right under the ball. That is why he couldn't get enough elevation on that. Makes room, Tribe, but can't get it past the fielder. But a brilliant over this from Mas Sadakat. Power play done, 59 for 2.
बस
59 for 2 at the end of the power play. England Lions will feel like they've had a good start. Yes, the 2 wickets have fallen, but they're still well on course to chase down this 163. Sufyan Mukim now introduced into the attack, so spin from both ends. He's bowled well. Has been a bit expensive, but they'll look to him to try and prize out some wickets here in these middle overs. Starts off too short and he's been pulled away in the gap. Jordan Cox, the way he's been batting, he's not going to miss out on those.
Yeah, I thought his eyes lit up as soon as he saw that length. It was a quicker delivery as well. But Jordan Cox is in such good form that he'll be eyeing this quite nicely. Gets it from the middle of the bat, and well, the timing has always been superb.
Cut away again, but straight to the fielder. And that's been the thing about his batting today. He's absolutely nailed it in terms of timing. It's come off the middle of the bat.
Does look like a man who's possessed.
Short again, pulled away again, in the gap again, and 4 again.
Well, that wasn't too short a delivery, but I think that was just a superb shot from Jordan Cox. That's been the highlight of his innings, the timing. It's just been superb throughout the day.
It's as if he knows what the bowler is going to deliver and he's ready to play the shot. Full of smiles, England Lions. They are a happy lot the way things have gone in this series, and why not? Watchful this time. Cox has picked up a couple of boundaries. He's happy to rotate strike. 42 of just 16. He needed this knock, the skipper. He got starts in the two T20s so far, but he needed this to lead from the front and set an example as well. And also getting in good touch with the ODI series coming up.
Yeah, definitely he'll get his mojo back. Well, I always thought he's got so much talent. He's got that lazy elegance about him. The other end, Tribe has been very impressive as well. As a Tribe who's had 70 runs in this series so far. Another very, very talented batter.
Just the kind of batter you need, Rashid, when on one end you've got a batter who's going all guns blazing with a calm and composure from the other end from Tribe. He batted so well in that first T20. Lots of smartness about his batting. He'll take his time to get off the mark, but he can afford to do that because that's how well England Lions have gone about things. 9 runs in this first Sufyan over. 7 done, 68 for 2. Well, he's steadily climbing up that ranking for most runs in this series. Jordan Cox at number 3 now. He's gone past Shamil Hussain, his counterpart, the skipper. 78 now for him, and he keeps going like this. He can easily get to the top. About 24 runs away from it. He is a man that was leading the run chart, but for now he's provided a wicket to the Shaheens. Can he pick up one more? Cox will cut this away. He wants the second, but Tribe says it's too risky. A very surprising move that was to bring on Maz Sadakat, but he provided the breakthrough, got the wicket of Ben McKinney, who has given them starts in all 3 games. Today, it's been Cox. Yet to get off the mark. 6 dot deliveries from Acer Tribe. This is good stuff from Shaheens. They're keeping him quiet.
Yeah, that will put a lot of pressure on Acer Tribe, although he's got brilliant temperament. But sometimes as a batter, you just need to get off the mark early in your innings, and that just gets you going. Because at the moment, he'll only be thinking about how to give strike back to somebody like Jordan Cox, who's on 43 of just 17 deliveries.
His captain won't be complaining, that's for sure. 9.3 that run rate, and the required is just over 7. So he can take all the time he wants. Deep in the crease again, pulls it away in the gap. This might run away. Jordan Cox is timing it beautifully today. I want to go and ask him what he's had for lunch. Because something has changed, and it has changed very, very well in his batting.
Well, I think he's a brilliant batter. You can't take that away from him. It was just a tad bit short on that occasion, and the timing, once again, he's been such a strong player through the onside, through the offside, all around the park, actually.
This time through the off. And again, he'll respect the good balls, nudge it into the gap for a single, moves to 48 off just 19. Well, he's picked up 9 boundaries now, Jordan Cox. That makes it the most number of 4s by him in this series. Last ball of this over. Acer Tribe will pick up his second run. And another good over for the Lions. 76 for 2 after 8. Yeah, confirmation again. Most number of 4s is the skipper of England Lions, Jordan Cox. He's batted brilliantly today. Really enjoyed. He's taken the game to the opposition. They've had no answers against him so far. Better line from Sufyan. It's full and outside off. Acer Tribe will be more than happy to camp at the non-strikers end and enjoy his captain's batting.
Well, sometimes you just enjoy your partner's innings so much that you would want to be at the non-strikers end. I mean, we enjoy it so much here in the com box. We've been enjoying this innings from Jordan Cox.
Down the ground. Half-hearted really. For the first time he's looked a bit unsure in his shot, but it will fall safely. Will get the single. He's on 49 now.
Well, he's definitely done his hard work, all the hard work. 49 of 20 deliveries. That was the kind of innings that got them going.
And this is something that Acer Tribe did in that first T20. He makes room. He uses the crease very, very well. And somehow finds that gap. It does take a bit of time to get going, but once he's in rhythm, it's almost default that he finds the gap every ball.
Well, to me, they're not chasing a big total. The required run rate 7.3, so he can afford to do that because he's got somebody like Jordan Cox at the other end who gets to his half century. It's been a brilliant innings from the captain of just 21 deliveries. What a knock this has been. Led from the front. He's had his troubles in the first 2 games, but today he looks like a man possessed with such great timing behind him.
Brilliant knock. Absolutely, thoroughly enjoyed it. Came out, all guns blazing, played some fantastic knocks, fantastic shots. And after that, he's really settled into a partnership now with Acer Tribe. And he does look quite determined to try and play long and bat till the end.
Well, I think they'll have their responsibilities sorted out. Acer Tribe will play the anchor role. But Jordan Cox, I think he shouldn't hold himself back. If it's in the zone, he should go for the shots because he's playing them superbly well.
Full and around the wicket from Sufyan. It'll be full and down towards long on for a single. End of another over. 9 done. England Lions very comfortable. 82 for 2. Jordan Cox has very quickly climbed up the most runs, especially after this innings. He's on 87 now. He's just 15 runs away from topping that chart. And the way he's been batting, won't be surprised if he gets there in very short time. He's a very straightforward batter and a character. At the toss, he said, well, 3-0 is better than 2-1, so we're just looking to win. Because sometimes you have in a dead rubber looking for other results, looking for certain experiments maybe, but he was very straightforward with his answer.
Oh, he's that kind of a character. He's got that flamboyance about him. Somebody who's somebody who's got the ability to hit big shots and pick up those short pitch deliveries at ease. That is a magnificent shot once again.
Well, don't bowl loose balls to him because you will get punished. Jordan Cox is no forgiving mood today. Short again. Not that short as well, but he's rocked onto the back foot so quickly and once again off the middle of the bat and way beyond the boundary line for another maximum. This is short, stayed low, looking for a similar pull shot, but will only be a single.
Yeah, I feel you'd probably think that he's missed out. There was an opportunity, just stayed a bit low, I think. You're right. And the Lions in a very comfortable position. 74 of 63 required now. This is superb work.
Down the track, full toss, straight into the hands. Acer Tribe trying to match his skipper's hitting ability. Won't time it and find the field at long on.
Well, that is definitely against the run of play. We never thought Acer Tribe is going to try those kind of shots because he's got an able partner. Legal delivery. It was a low full toss. Didn't get it from the middle of the bat. Was from the toe end. Yeah. And got the elevation, not the distance. Easy catch taken at long on. And Acer Tribe gone after scoring 5 of 12 deliveries. Third wicket down for the Lions on 89. And it's going to be a much deserved drinks break for the boys.
Maz Sadakat has been absolutely brilliant with the bat, with the ball, and he is proving to be a nemesis for England Lions. Talking about nemesis, another man who's been in prolific form is on the crease right now as we speak, James Coles, who's been an outstanding performer, and he's there because of this.
Yeah, good catch that down at long on. Yes, a try much against his usual character. Went for that big shot. That was the sixth that we saw at the replay, but it was this wicket in the previous delivery. In the meantime, Coles gets off the mark of the last ball of the 10th over, and at the halfway stage, despite losing 3 wickets, Lions will be quite comfortable at 90 for 3.
Well, 10 overs, 90 for 3. Mukim is going to be bowling his third over. Has been economical. Hasn't been amongst the wickets, but a wicket here will just be exactly what the doctor has ordered for the Shaheens. Not to be smacked, and smacked well by Coles in the gap. And it's raced away for 4 runs.
Well, one thing's for sure, Lions are going to come out and play their shots. There's no sighters, no looking around. This was full. Coles has hit this nicely towards mid-wicket for a 4. Shaheens have to realize they've got 2 new batters. In fact, they've got a new batter out there in the form of Coles. They have to apply pressure on him. Sliced, hasn't timed it. Not off the middle of the bat, and it won't go to a fielder, luckily, for Coles.
Yeah, a little too much of aggression from Coles. Looking to go over extra cover. Jordan Cox, he holds the key here for England Lions, and that's the wicket that Shaheens will want desperately, by hook or by crook. Plays it fine. Will take a single. 59 for him of just 26 deliveries. It looks like he's playing on a different surface altogether, against a different opposition altogether.
You wonder if his aggression and style of batting has kind of inspired the rest of the batters to also go out and play some shots. Sometimes that adrenaline really gets to you. That's another big shot. That's another uncalled for shot. And this time it'll fall right into the fielder's hands. Shamil, the skipper, holds on to it, and another one falls. James Coles this time.
And Sufyan Mukim finally gets a wicket to his name as well. He's been asked to bowl aggressive, looking for wickets, and finally he gets one. No problems with the front foot. Looking to play that somewhere on the onside, a leading edge, high up in the air, simple catch. And it's the captain, Shamil Hussain, who grabs it. So Coles falls. It's 96 for 4.
एक आधा रख ले, 2 बॉलों के लिए।
So Mukim gets a wicket to his name, and England Lions have lost 4 wickets. Dan Mosley is the new batter in. 19 runs for him. His best score, 35 so far. Now this left-hand, right-hand combination should work for England Lions. They need a partnership now. Can't take it too easy. the googly to start off. Completely unaware, Dan Mosley.
Two wise heads here. They've got together because of this. James Cole's second time he looked for that shot, but not really timing it, and an easy catch for the skipper.
Turning both ways. This is good bowling from Sufyan, and he's got another over to go. Successful over this for Shaheens. 96 for 4 after 11. Well, Jordan Cox, he is out there and he's smashing records in this series. He's added his name in this list of highest scores as well, 64 from Tribe, and that is very well in danger, that record, as Jordan Cox is out there playing on 59. More importantly, he wants to win this game for his side, and he'll want to be there right till the end.
Changing the bowling again. Saad Masood now. Bit of wrist spin. Right arm wrist spin this time.
Nicely driven. Looks in complete control, Jordan Cox. He's not going to be foxed by the spinners. He's well set in the middle.
Yeah, you might just find these two shifting gears downward a little bit. Maybe take it easy. No risks from here on. Look to milk the bowlers. Even if they go at 6-7 per over from here on, won't be an issue for them. Required run rate just over 7, around 7.5 per over.
Yeah, singles will be just fine at the moment. Big boundaries here at the Zayed Cricket Stadium, so there's always a chance for the second. A misfield, but they decide to go against running for the second, which is, I think, the right thing to do. You never run on a misfield, they say. High risk of losing a wicket.
The good thing for Lions here is their middle order has been among the runs. Off the back foot this time from Cox. We saw Asa Tribe in the first game, then James Coles came good in the second one. Mosley also contributed in both those matches, so they've been out there, they've had some time, and that bodes very well for them. Not just in this game, but also going into the ODIs. Remember, Mosley is also the ODI captain, so he'll do well in spending some time out there alongside Cox. It's all working out very well for them in this game, but they still have to go on to win it from here on.
Catches the call, plays it over fine leg. Sufyan Mukim will cut that off. Dan will come for the second. That was a risky shot, and Dan Mosley would have had his heart in his mouth before that ball landed on the green surface. 100 comes up for the England Lions with those 2 runs. What I've really liked about the England Lions setup, Samir, is that different batters have contributed at different times during the series. It's not as if one batter who's in good form has been winning games for them. We've seen Ben McKinney at the top has been contributing, Tribe in the first game, Coles in the second, and now Cox in the third. Beautifully done again. Reverse sweep. Dan Mosley bringing out his T20 batting skill set on full display. 4 runs to end the over, and the England Lions still in the driver's seat. 12 overs completed, 105 for 4.
Change, right arm over, center.
Shahid Aziz has been reintroduced into the attack. Was a little wayward in his first spell. Bowled almost 2 overs in 1.
Yeah, plenty of wides in that over of his. He'll have to adjust his lines and doesn't have much time to do so.
Oh, nicely done. Beautiful. That tells you that the surface is now even better compared to the first innings. And right now, I think it is a very even batting surface. And I think that's where Shamil has missed a trick. Batting second would have been, in hindsight now, a better option.
Well, he had dew on his mind for some reason. He said there is a breeze, so I assume there won't be any dew. That is why we want to bat first. Not sure how much of importance was given to that. And in all three games, Jordan Cox made mention of how Abu Dhabi is one of the best places to bat on. He's obviously had a lot of experience batting here, having played multiple T20 seasons and T10 seasons, and today he's shown us why he loves batting on this track. Some beautiful, sublime shots, fours and sixes to all parts of the park, and how well he's timed those. Bit of strength, bit of finesse, and a lots of class in his batting.
At the toss, he did mention that he was happy to bat second and he wanted to bat second. Had he won the toss, he would have wanted to bat second, and I second that opinion. At this ground, it's always easier to bat under lights, and when you know what you're chasing, that's how the field is set right now.
Sure, we were talking about how multiple batters have stepped up for Lions, and I think that's one of the things you want to try and get out of series like this, a development series. You try and identify players who are adaptable, who can step up when the team needs you to, and that's how you identify those for the future, even for the senior team. And I think England Lions have got a lot more out of this series than they would have imagined, and it could be the opposite that could be said about the Shaheens. Yes, Shahid Aziz has been a really good find, can bowl, can hit the ball a long way, but other than that, struggle to see too many positives from them. Sadakat maybe, to a certain extent.
Well, Dan Mosley has switched gears, and how? In the slot, asking to be hit, Dan Mosley goes for the full Monty.
Wow, we've seen some shots today. This one rates high up in those. It's been a brilliant wicket to bat on. Not sure if it was the same early on, but in the last 1 hour or so, these boys have played some exquisite shots. Nod of approval from Ben Stokes. You can't ask for more than that.
Yeah, that was a really good hit, and I'm sure he'll be mighty impressed by what he's seen so far in this game tonight. It has been just wonderful to see these batters come out and express themselves the way they have. Dan Mosley now throwing his hat in the ring of top performers as well. Dan Mosley, 14 of 9 for him. Need 49 now. Pulled away for a single. And that's the end of the over. 13 bowled, 115 for 4. Saad Masood into the attack. The spinners have been able to get some purchase off the deck, Samir. But I think it's just they've not been able to apply pressure on the batters, especially the way Cox has played. It's been difficult for the spinners to get inroads.
Well, it's been either too full or too short. That's been my observation, at least from the spinners of Shaheens. That's much better. That's the length they have to be on. But you saw Sufyan dropping it short a couple of times. Jordan Cox taking full advantage. And when they've been full, they've gotten under it and gone big. So they need to find that perfect length. Yes, it isn't easy. Ball is still new, hard to control. But that's what you do. That's your job as a spinner in the short format.
Oh, big appeal. That looks close. Worth a shout. Sunij not interested. Saad Masood looking for a review.
Well, let's have another look at that. Maybe going on with the arm or maybe an inside edge. That's what Shoaib is indicating here in the comm box. This time he'll connect the sweep. It was away from his body. Will comfortably get a single.
Now let's look at that again and see if there's a bat involved in that one. No, very difficult to say that from here. Stepping down the track this time, Cox. Is he cramping? Because it looked like he was limping on his way to the non-striking end.
Well, he's now the highest score, individual score in this series. Esa Tribe had made 63 in that first T20. He's now on 65, so the skipper has smashed that record in this series. Opportunity for him to maybe go on and get 100, just like his senior skipper Harry Brook today.
Well, that will be one stat, one coincidence, one pleasant coincidence for the England Lions and for the England team as well. 119 for 4 after 14. Well, that's the highest scores, and Jordan Cox is right at the top, 65 for him. Don't think anybody can beat that in this series, at least not tonight. Makes room for himself and cuts it for a single. Mars to bowl his 4th over.
Well, he's the only silver lining here for the Shaheens. The rest of the bowlers have gone for plenty. He's picked up 2 wickets, and who would have thought that he'd come out to bowl and pick up 2 wickets. .120 for 4 now. There's 43 runs away. They've got 35 balls to read. Looking all too comfortable here, the Lions.
Yeah, Cox, he's been there for some time now, and he's played a long innings in context of the series. It looks like he's got a stiff muscle, cramping just a bit. Sure, they'll get all the hydration possible out for him. That's a wide. Loose delivery from Mars. Way too wide outside off.
It just hasn't happened for them today, for the Shaheens bowlers. Yes, they got runs on the board, but the bowlers have really let them down. This is big. Once again from Jordan Cox. He swiveled around and hit this over square leg for another maximum. Well, he continues to put on a show here, the skipper.
Yeah, just another poor delivery from Mars Sadakar on the pads, asking to be hit. That's not enough pace on that delivery, and it was very easy for somebody like Jordan Cox to launch that into outer space.
Well, you said he's cramping. He doesn't need to be running. If he can play shots like that. This one's through the off, and this is in the gap as well. Good bit of fielding. They'll come back for 2. This time he has to run. But again, another good-looking shot.
Yeah, nicely done. Reaching for the delivery outside off. Cox said not trying to go aerial on that occasion. Played it along the ground in the gap. He moves on to 74 now. There you go. Not sprinting. Just limping his way onto the non-striking end. But I think he's going to now look to go and score as many runs in the form of boundaries, then run hard between the wickets.
Yeah, nothing to lose. He's got batting to come. Mosley is also settled in. He has enough trust in his batters to see the job through. However, he'd love to be still out there, score the winning runs. Dot ball to end Over number 15, England in a very comfortable position. 32 required of the last 5. It's 131 for 4. Pretty relaxed, the England Lions in a very comfortable position. Need just 32 from 30. Saad Masood will continue. Ball is third over. They've looked clueless, Pakistan Shaheens. And that's thanks to this brilliant innings from Jordan Cox. 75 of 36 now. Shot again, pulled away. This might be a chance. And it's taken. Finally, they get the wicket, but might just be too late. And that's how we welcome Rashid into the com box again.
Well, that's probably the first time Jordan Cox hasn't timed one shot delivery. He's got that limp in his leg as well. It was a fair delivery. He's been struggling with his with cramps. Trying to hit that off the back foot. Didn't time it as well, but a good safe catch taken in the deep. Brilliant innings from Jordan Cox comes to an end. He's been superb. (75 of 36 for him. 32 required of the last 29 deliveries.
Let's see your legs stem here. Left, right arm over. Fight to come.
Well, they've got rid of the skipper, Pakistan Shaheens, but they'll be knowing very well that they are a little too late. 32 runs still for England in 29 deliveries. Saad Masood providing the breakthrough there. Two left-handers now in the crease with a simple job at hand.
Well, he's bowled well. Saad Masood. There's a bit of skid in the wicket as well. Yeah, I think Jordan Cox was clearly beaten by pace. Had it on to him. The idea was right. Good wrong one there from Saad. He's got quite a few deliveries. But opportunity now for the Shaheens if they can pick up a couple more wickets. This game just might get a little more interesting.
Yeah, bowl some tight lines, keep it quiet, squeeze in a few dot balls. You never know. Under edge. And Moores will get off the mark with that quick single. But this is turning out to be a good over from Saad Masood. He's bowled good lines, given away only 14 in his 16 deliveries. Mars with the throw-in. He's bowled well. Let's see if that was a close one at the non-striker's end.
I thought he made it. Yeah, quite comfortably at the end. Well, now I think Shamil Hussain will be in a dilemma. Does he continue with the spinners, or does he go to the faster bowlers? Because I think the spinners have done really well. They're the ones who have allowed that comeback for the Shaheens. Good field setup this for Saad Masood. Back to offside field. It relies a lot on the wrong uns.
Oh, this was a bad ball. This was a bad ball. But look, it's not been given a wide, which means there was something on it. The wicketkeeper, in trying to celebrate, has put the ball down.
Well, that was Ruhail Nazir. Normally a very, very good wicketkeeper. Is that a reprieve that
This time it's through the offside and it's hit it straight to the fielder. End of over number 16, 132 for 5. Well, that innings from Jordan Cox has put him right on top in terms of the most runs in this series. The skipper of Lions putting in a brilliant performance today. 111 runs for him. Mas Sadakat for Shaheen stands in second place with 102 runs. He got them starts in all the games but just couldn't convert into big ones. Today he got a 50, but it seems like it might just not be enough. Well, you've got your wish, Rashid. It is the spinner to bowl the next over. Sufyan Wakim will bowl out. Too short, pulled away. And it's in the gap for 4. This has been the problem with the bowling from Shaheens. They've bowled a few good balls, but there have been too many loose balls in between as well, which the Lions have capitalized.
Well, credit should be given to the Lions batters. I thought they picked up the length very nicely. I mean, even if it's a tad bit short, they've made sure that they place it in the gaps nicely. That's what the Shaheens were missing in the first innings. Moore's just new to the crease. Even he's had his eye in, has pulled that one really nicely between the gap. Equation 27 of 23 for the Lions.
He also tells you what a good wicket it has been. Trust the bounce and the pace. Once again riding on top of that one. This is in the gap as well. Bit of work to do for both the fielders. He will slide through deep mid wicket. Oh, they're coming back for the third. This is a mix-up, but the throw is at the wrong end. Wow, Muesli had come a long way to try and finish the third, but the throw came at the keeper's end.
Well, that's probably the first time we've seen the Lions miscommunicating. Because I thought they've got great partnerships amongst each other. Let's start off with how he played that shot. It was nicely timed in the gap. Good bit of fielding as well. Made sure he kept it in play. Yep, no problems there. Will be runs. Yep. Well inside the boundary rope. And then I think the only problem was the throw was towards the wrong end. Had it been towards the right end, there would have been trouble for the Lions.
A lot of ifs and had it beens and buts for Shaheens throughout this series. Short again. Sufyan has been guilty of being a little too short every once in a while and he's gotten punished as well. 25 of 21. Can they pick up another wicket here? Just make it interesting. A little bit of drama in the end.
Oh, we need that drama, don't we? Oh, that's a good delivery, the wrong end.
Well, this was that missed opportunity in the previous over. He held on to it, Royal, but in just trying to appeal, lost the ball. That's amazing.
That is drama for you. Gets the inner half of the bat. That's run towards short fine leg. They'll pick up a single. He's made a good comeback after being hit for a boundary, Sufyan Wakim.
I wish he bowled those lines more often. Unfortunately, he just has been very wayward in his length especially.
Well, that's what you get with the left arm wrist spinners. You don't get consistency all the time. That's the drop chance once again. Yeah, I was busy celebrating already.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Reverse hit. Nicely done. Mosley picks up a boundary to end over number 17. Pressure? What pressure?
Well, that's a magnificent shot. Such a brilliant hit to end the over. 17 gone, 143 for 5.
All smiles for the skipper. Why not? Jordan Cox, he's played brilliantly. And they're on the cusp of a 3-0 series win against Pakistan Shaheens. Saad Masood to bowl this over. It's all spin. Watchfully played towards the leg side. Big gap over there. The field has to come in a long way. doesn't pick it up, but it'll only be 1 run.
Well, I think this is going to be the last over we see of spin here from the Shaheens. Last 2 overs, it'll be the faster bowlers. So probably this is the over where the Lions can have a go at Saad, who's bowled really well.
Middle.
19 of 17 is the equation. Pretty straightforward for England Lions. They've got 5 wickets in hand. Should see through. Oh, that was in the block hole. Mosley was looking to go down the ground.
I think Saad Masood has been a revelation in this game. Very surprising. Just the way Shahid has batted in that first innings. We thought he batted really well. So some good positives here for the Shaheens.
Pulled away over the fielder and goes on the long way. Well, we're too busy admiring that shot. But again, just when you praise Saad Masood, drops another one short.
Well, it was the wrong end. He's bowled that really well at times, but this was way too short. Easy pickings for Moores, who's played some very good shots. Beg your pardon, was Mosley there, 28 of 21. 150 comes up with that maximum. 13 more required. Oh, that's close, that's close. Has it pitched in line? Has it pitched in line? That was the only doubt. If it had pitched outside, the leg stick.
A loose ball followed by a very good delivery. That's the length they had to be on. Oh, that was very, very close. Umpire Sunij doesn't see it as going straight on. Maybe umpire's call on the off stump, but very close. Asking the question again this time. He'll raise his finger. Going for the sweep shot again, Mosley. Misses it 2 times, and the second time Saad Masood gets his wish.
Well, if he can bowl fuller and get wickets, why does he bowl short? Let's have a look at the front foot, if that's all right. Yep. You don't usually see spinners bowling no balls, especially not front foot no balls. There was another very good delivery. I thought the previous one was much closer, but this one was right in front. And Sunij agrees. Saad Masood picks up another wicket. Dan Mosley played a good knock, 28-23. Has almost got his team over the line. 6 wickets down, 150 on the board.
Centre. Right arm over, one to come.
Scott Curry out there to see England through. 13 runs is what they need, and 13 balls is what they have to do it. Bowls it wide, but Scott Curry is comfortable in cutting that away for a single. Gets off the mark, and that'll be the end of over number 18. Run a ball required for England Lions, 151 for 6. Shamil will have to decide who he wants to go with in his last 2 overs. His spinners have bowled out. Sadakat got 2 for 29. Sufyan 1 for 32. Saad Masood bowled very well, 2 for 22. His fast bowlers went for plenty, and that's where I think the damage was done, Rashid. The start wasn't great for the Shaheens. England Lions got off to a brilliant start. The fast bowlers were wavered, but he has no choice but to go back to them in these last 2 overs. 12 runs is what they have to defend. It's going to be Salman Khan to bowl over number 19. To go into the block hole, he hit it straight to mid-off, a direct hit. He was well shot. Scott Curry, they will go upstairs, but that was a brilliant pick-up and throw from mid-off.
Well, is there a twist in the tail here? That was really nicely bowled. Salman Khan has been impressive, but talk about that fielding effort. Great pickup, and what a throw. Yep, he's Not even in the frame there.
It will be red light for Scott Curry. There was no need for that quick single. They do require just a runner ball, but he wanted it and won't get it, and he has to walk all the way back to the dugout. That's another wicket down for the Lions. 151 for 7.
lefty. Lefty face करेगा lefty.
Nathan Souter comes out to bat for England Lions. He's got 12 runs to get with his partner. 11 deliveries is what they have. Tom Moores on the other end. Souter will take strike. Moores will take strike because it was a run out at the non-striker's end.
Well, Shaheens need 3 wickets. Can they get them? Salman has been impressive, although he's leaked a few runs, but needs to be as accurate as possible.
Well, he's targeting the Yorker. He's got that one as well. Bit of a misfield. Will get the single. Lions will be telling each other that's all they need to do. Just keep rotating the strike. There will be a loose ball because the Shaheens are looking for wickets.
Well, easier said than done. Remember, they've got 2 new men out there. Souter, the latest man to walk out. Nathan Souter. He's got Moores at the other end, who's more than capable with the bat in hand. We haven't seen too much of Souter. So it'll be interesting if they can bowl a couple of dot deliveries, pick up another wicket, take it to the last over and have 10 runs to defend.
Well, at least they've given us a fight in this game, the Shaheen. So that's some positive. It's last T20. Edged towards third. Will be just a single. So this is certainly going down the wire.
Well, 10 runs, 9 deliveries. That's the equation. And let's have a look at that last run out once again. Brilliant pickup and an excellent throw. I think it was the captain there, Shamil Hussain, who's done really well. Picks up the wicket of Curry. But I think the English batters, they will be pretty happy with the way things have gone, although they've lost 7 wickets, but their captain has batted really well. Jordan Cox was outstanding today.
Sliced away. It's in the gap. Again, good work in the deep. They're coming back for the third as well. Saved just 1 run, but it might matter. Oh, direct hit at the non-striker's end. You saw Moores taking his time getting across. Lucky that it didn't ricochet and go for an overthrow.
Well, the umpire is definitely not interested in that one. He's pretty happy with the way things have gone. So I think it was Moores who was clearly inside the crease line. But 3 runs, 3 important runs.
A low full toss outside off. He's driven it nicely away from the fielder. Ground fielding has been much better from Shaheens today. They've patrolled those boundaries quite nicely. Yeah, you talked about England Lions batters being happy. They would have liked the set batters to finish it off. That's one thing, maybe if there was even a negative to talk about. But yes, in general, they'll be quite pleased. Obviously played through the off. This is in the gap. There's no fielder there. And that's why it'll run away 4-4. All that pressure that was created with that wicket has been released with the last 2 shots, 3 and 4.
Yeah, not a very good delivery by Salman. It was there to be hit, and Souter got the width as well. Didn't have too much work to be done. There was a lot of real estate on offer. Nobody patrolling that area. So it was an easy shot for him at the end.
Yeah, huge gap. He's got a sweeper cover. All his fielders in the deep on the leg side. Not sure what he was thinking bowling that line outside off. This is in the block hole, but low full toss. They're coming back for a single. Oh, another direct hit. Umpire will not take chances. He will go upstairs. The fielding has suddenly picked up from the Shaheens. They are finding the stumps.
You see a lot more intent here from the Shaheens. I thought the fielder did well, but Sauter was he's made his ground, I think. I just feel he's made his ground. But you can never say with these direct hits, can you?
He went in without a dive. See if he's made it or not. Just look quite close. Should be tricky if it's out. This frame gives us confirmation he is in. Just in. Sauter. Risky single, but they'll get it nonetheless. Green light from the TV umpire. And that'll be the end of over number 19. 161 for 7. Just 2 runs away from victory. Just 2 runs away, England Lions, from a clean sweep in this T20 series against the Shaheens. They've been clinical, they've been comprehensive, ticked all boxes with ball in the field and of course with the bat as well. There have been some good innings, good cameos, good partnerships, so they'll be overall very impressed with the tour so far. Shahid Aziz to bowl the last over, 2 runs to get. Nicely behind it. Oh, and a misfield. That should sum up the Shaheens' efforts in this T20 series.
Yeah, you're talking about you're praising the good ground fielding and not happened on that occasion. So scores are level. Let's have a look at that wicket once again. That was a good pickup and a good throw, but I think it was Sauter who made his ground quite easily at the end. Didn't need a dive either. So good work done here by the field there, but better work done by Nathan Sauter.
One run away. Bowled him. We'll have to wait. England Lions will have to wait. 8 wickets down now.
Well, not very smart here from Moores. Just 1 run required. Wanted to be the hero. Could have just drilled it down the ground. Let's have a look at the front foot. Yeah, no problems. Legal delivery. It was the in dipper. There was a bit of movement as well on that one. Probably got the inner half of the bat. Ricocheted off the pad onto the stumps. 13 of 12 deliveries for Moores. The scores are level. The Lions are 8 down. They need 1 more. They've got 4 deliveries to get there.
Mid-Stanley out. Number 10, all he has to do is get a single, get bat on ball and run. 4 balls, so there's enough time. But Shaheens are providing some late drama here. The entire field is inside the circle except for deep square leg. Maybe for the big slog. Shahid Aziz runs in. Off the back foot, again a fumble. And this time they'll run across. And finally, with a little bit of late drama, the Lions will scamper through and win this third T20 by 2 wickets. Another clinical performance, another comprehensive performance, and they win this series 3-0. Happy faces in the dugout, and overall very impressed by the performance of the England Lions.
Yeah, a lot of positives here for the Lions, especially their captain coming back into form before the OD series. And for the Shaheens, it's about just tweaking, I think, these the small areas that they have concerns with. That's the last winning shot. Got on top of the bounce quite nicely. The fielder did try to get a hold of that, but the midfield allowed them to cross through for a single quite easily.
Well, that was Mas Sadaka at that point. He's been one of the positives for the Shaheens, but a lot more questions than positives for Shaheens.
Yeah, definitely. There is a lot of things that they can be happy with, especially with the way Master Dakat, like you mentioned, he batted at the top of the order. Shamil Hussain has had a good series. They've had good bowlers in the form of Saad Masood, who's proved to be quite well done. He's done really well. Faster bowlers, Shahid Aziz, he can bat as well. So it'll be an interesting OD series when we get to it.
Jordan Cox will lead his men out for the handshake. He'll be mighty pleased with his own performance and, of course, with his team performance as well. That's confirmation. Lions win this third T20 by 2 wickets. Yes, they were the more experienced side in terms of the personnel. Quite a few youngsters in that Shaheen side. So this is all a learning curve, and that's what these series are all about. Pick up from what you've learned and then apply that as you progress in your career. But all in all, the series has been played in great spirits as well. Support staff as well, and Ben Stokes among them. They'll all be very happy that they've impressed someone like him, who's come on to support them and impart some advice and knowledge onto these youngsters.
Well, they had Sarfaraz Ahmed, Andrew Flintoff, Ben Stokes, so many names to look out for. That's the Lions batting card, 20 of 18 for Ben McKinney. I think he's been superb throughout the series. Good find for the Lions. Jordan Cox, the captain, outstanding today. 75 of just 37 deliveries. Remember, they had a bit of a wobble in the middle, but he's the one who kept one end going. 28 of 23 for Dan Mosley, 13 of 12 from Tom Moores, and the 6 extras helping them to cross the line in 19.3 overs.
Well, the Shaheens, you'd think they had a pass score, but just the way they started, gave away too many runs. Salman and Shahid Aziz at the top, going at an economy rate of around 10 runs per over. That's never a good start. Just a wicket each for both of them. The spinners did try to get some control back, especially Mas Sadakat was superb with his 2 wickets. But in the end, the start was too big for the Lions and they just couldn't bring back control, the Shaheens. Shaheens won the toss. They wanted to bat first. They put up 162 for 6. Their best batting effort in this series, led by Mas Sadakat at the top, 53 of 36 for him. Shahid Aziz at the end providing a nice cameo of 30 of 18, assisted by Saad Masood on 29 of 22. Kadi picked up 3 wickets, 2 in 1 over. James Coles, as always, through those middle overs, controlling with spin, 2 for 28. England Lions, in reply, gotten over the line by 2 wickets. 163 they chased down, with Cox leading from the front with a brilliant 75 of 37. Musley and McKinney also getting among the runs. Couple of wickets apiece for Masood and Sadakat, but just not enough as the Lions go on to win this third T20 by 2 wickets and also the series 3-0. Alright, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, it will be the presentation ceremony down there with Shoaib Ahmed.
One, two, three, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Good evening and welcome to the final presentation of this three-match T20 series between the Pakistan Shaheens and the England Lions. Well, we've seen some really top quality cricketing action all throughout these three games, but in the end it was England Lions that prevailed. It was a 3-0 win all throughout. All in all, a dominating performance from the England Lions in this three-match T20 series, which has enabled them to be, of course, the winners, the champions, but more importantly, the five-match one-day series that's about to begin in a few days from now. This will be a big boost for the England Lions. On the other hand, Pakistan Shaheens, they've shown that they have the talent, the potential, the skill to excel at this level, but just not have been able to fight as a unit. And that is why I think that they'll want to overcome that in the one-day series. Well, let's hear it from the two captains and find out what they have to tell us. First up, the captain of Pakistan, Shamil, will come forward and have a quick word with us. Shamil, hard luck. The series hasn't been as you desired. Take us through this last game and what do you think went right and what is something that you would want to improve from this game?
I think coming into this series, our expectations were a little bit different. You know, obviously this series is basically an exposure for all of us, for young players. But I think especially this last game, I think we did show a lot of grit, a lot of fight. I think the way Cox was playing, even after that, they required 30 of 32 balls or something like that. So we did show fight, but I think we show that in lapses. So I think if we are more consistent with our effort in our bowling and fielding and batting, I think we'll be able to do much better in the ODI series.
Hindsight is always 20/20, they say, but would you have wanted to bat second considering the way the pitch fared? I think it was a lot easier to bat on the wicket. The ball was coming onto the bat nicely.
I think our decision was completely fine, you know. I mean, even if the ball was coming on well, we still took it to the last over. So this thing can go both ways. But, you know, it's not really in our hands. You know, you make a decision, you back it. So, yeah, that's what happened.
The way Mars performed today in the third T20, you will be very happy with that performance?
Obviously, we know he's a star player. So, it's good to have him back in form. Well, not back in form, you know, back in the runs. So, it's good to have him in runs before the ODI series. But I think, yeah, overall we need to regroup and hopefully we can perform a lot better.
Well, hard luck for the T20 series and all the best for the one-day format.
Thank you so much.
Shamil Hussain, the captain of the Pakistan Shaheens. Now we'd like to invite Jordan, who's already here. He's also the player of the match. Jordan, you'll be mighty pleased with the performance today with the bat. You were absolutely brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, I think to restrict them to 160 odd, we thought was definitely chaseable. You know, statistically the wicket gets better here, so we thought, you know, when they decided to have a bat first, we were very surprised, but you know they got a decent runs on the board, but we knew we could get there.
Yeah, it's always good to be leading a side where you've got different batters raising hands and different performers in every different game. It's a good problem to have.
Yeah, for sure. That, like I've said to you previous, you know, there's a lot of talent in that dressing room, and you know, I think there'll be, you know, more people getting opportunities in the 50 over stuff. So you know, watch out. It'll be a pretty good series.
We're very happy with your performance and your personal form. You'll have a big tournament, IPL, coming up next. So
yeah, look, I'm lucky enough to be picked in the IPL. I've got 2 weeks off of rest and recuperate as much as I can, and then a busy IPL stint.
Well done today. You were brilliant with the bat. It's time for you to get your hands onto that beautiful trophy. We'll invite a match referee, Mr. Shiju Sam, to come forward and hand over the trophy to the winning captain of the England Lions, Jordan Cox. Jordan, I'll take that. Well, the champions of this three-match T20 series, the England Lions, Jordan Cox, getting his hands on the trophy. Can we also invite your team to come forward and be a part of it? A quick photo. Can we ask the team to come forward and join Jordan? Guys, for a quick photo, the team will join Jordan. It has been a brilliant performance with the bat, with the ball, and in the field. All boxes ticked. Dominating performance from the England Lions, and they are the worthy champions of this Lions versus Shaheens T20 Series 2025-2026. We'd also like to thank our sponsors for their continued support as we move into the one-day format. The champions, ladies and gentlemen, for this T20 series, the England Lions. Back to our gentlemen in the combox.
Yeah, thank you very much, Shoaib. Of course, England Lions with a dominant performance in this T20 series, full of smiles, full of positivity. They'll have a lot to celebrate. They've all done very well, put their hands up. Multiple players coming to the fore, performing at different times, putting their hands up and ensuring that they saw their team through in all 3 games. Worthy winners, England Lions, of this T20 series against Pakistan Shaheens. They'll have fun, they'll celebrate this through the night, and of course they'll remember they've got an ODI series coming up, so regroup and focus on the ODI format is what they'll be talking about once they go back tonight. Support staff have been brilliant for the England Lions. You saw some very familiar faces there in the form of Andrew Flintoff and Ben Stokes also joining them today, going into the ODI series. What great names to have in the back room. Gives you so much inspiration to go out there and perform at optimum. This is how it all panned out in the third T20. Pakistan Shaheens batted first, made 162 in their 20 overs. And in reply, England Lions got over the line with 3 balls to spare and 2 wickets in hand. Well, the T20 series is definitely done, but we've got more action coming up. 5 one-day internationals coming up, 1 day is coming up between these two sides. The first one coming up on Friday, the 27th of February, 10 o'clock start here at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi, followed by 4 more on the 1st, 4th, 6th and the 9th of March. So plenty of action, plenty of excitement, plenty of cricket coming your way from here at the Sheikh Zayed Stadium in Abu Dhabi. It's been an absolute pleasure bringing you this T20 series. We'll see you in the 1 days. Until then, it's goodbye and good night from all of us.